Hey, Meredith. How was she doing this without destroying the phone?
I'll go in there. Take a look back and go through there.
What? Oh, yeah.
Put it through there, just so it's not getting
Like, I actually have a phone mount. I just want to... let me just go get that. This is... But, we're not... Makes me nervous.
Need to be put this in first. Here.
Hold on.
Makes you nervous. Just let me do it.
Like, I think you do this guy and then grab the base of this thing.
That works. Yeah. Ooh, it is warm in here.
Tell me about it, yeah. Really? Alright, never mind. Just go straight onto the phone. You do your thing.
Oh, and also if you... How do you do that? Okay. I'll take this. I gotcha.
And, I'm gonna go check stream health.
Alright, I got a card for you.
Excellent.
We're trying this again?
Yep. Just write it down just a smidge.
What number episode are we on? Is this 6? This is 9?
For the...
Oh, this is 10? I don't know.
No,
Like,
this is
just for
9.
Today.
Oh.
Just for today?
This is 7 for
Seven.
today.
7. What's the goal? I mean, I know we're trying to do extra, but I'm just curious. I don't even know. It's not even, we're not
I mean, the goal was to get just closer to 9 for today, but that's all right. Now the goal is to make tomorrow as short as possible so we can get out of here. Or yeah,
Are you just gonna go right to the phone?
it's already going.
Oh, really?
I think. Yeah, well, it's going. He just needs to hit the.
Looks good.
Yeah, this is what I think happened last time. If you change the orientation, it like. But I don't know how to fix. It says live and it's going.
It doesn't have that, like, orientation is locked.
No, it does not.
Oh, it's working fine.
Oh, it is?
We just can't see it?
The preview player's not working.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
I need your help, man. Huh? I need your help.
So I'm all set, right? I got everything I need? All right, guys, I'm ready. Mostly. Oh shit, I need my apron,
Oh, yeah.
my sound. And I still need like a little, like a glass that I can put some coal into.
Likes.
Yeah, thank
Get you what kind of, what do you want it to look like?
you. Actually, I got it.
Did you have the coupe that you want to use?
Yeah. Do I have the coupe? No, I don't have my coupe. What have my coupe? Oh, people watching?
Yeah, it says peak count. Oh, peak concurrent 4.
Hello, patrons. Welcome to How to Drink Live. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a disaster. We've just taken a little dinner break. And I apologize for getting this all screwed up before. In a second here, we're going to be shooting a brand new episode live. So, you know, stay tuned. And thank you for supporting the show. I've been doing this for 2 days, and I'm a little bit, you know, when the camera's not running, I might, some of my brain functions might shut off, and I might return to like sort of a, what's the word I'm looking for here, like a emergency reserve power state that I turn into when I'm drunk and not on camera. So if I'm not the most sociable when I'm not hearing, when the tally light's not on, that's a little red dot in the corner of this monitor over my left shoulder. I apologize. It is. But if you do have any questions, Meredith and Stefano are reading them, and they're gonna, whenever we take a camera break, they'll read them out to me, and I can address you guys directly. Again, thank you for supporting the show and for stopping by to watch us make it. This next we're gonna do is one that I got a ton of requests for. We're doing a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. I read this book when I was in high school. and I loved it. Really was like the funniest damn thing I ever saw in my life. I haven't really read it since, but that's alright. I have the recipe for a Penguin Gargle Blaster the book gives, and I have my ideas about things like that into real world ingredients, so that's what we're going to do. 1, 2, one should be like there, and one should be...
Made it. Yeah, you got someone in. Okay.
1, 2, 3, testing. Good. Woo! Ancient Locksmith's here? Oh man, how you doing, Keys? Good to see you again. Ancient Locksmith's a big How to Drink supporter. I've encountered you on live streams. We had a little technical problem. Stream this the way I wanted to before, so we went to a more primitive setup. It just means I can't switch between multiple cameras and stuff. Okay, Greg's set, guys, so...
Camera rolls?
Oh, whoa.
Locksmith said he just got off work.
Well, then I guess we're right on time, Mr. Locksmith. I'm sorry about that. I lied about being 100% set. Most of set. Really. Peeler, big mess. Fire. Different thing, important.
Glass.
The glass is here, good. Alright, Greg's ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sound looks good.
Camera roll.
Do you need, hey, do you want this in front of you? So
Yeah, I actually want this episode. I need the printout so I can read it right on camera. Sound speeds. This is Pan Galactic Gargle Blaster. Take one. My hands are kind of filthy because of reasons. I'm gonna wash them real quick. All right. Sorry, there's a long head space on this one, but that's okay. It's on the editor, so. So we're gonna make a Pan Galactic Gargle Blaster. Oh, that's not fun. Don't panic. I need a towel. Shit. Can someone tell my wife I need a towel?
Like an actual towel?
Like an actual towel. I know. They don't know. I know. Probably you know. But we gotta have a towel. It's like a whole thing. I can't believe I forgot to bring a towel. It's like rule 1 of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Bring a towel. You can, let's cut. Sorry guys. It's amazing how I have to say action, all of a sudden like my brain kicks into gear. Like, I remember all of the things I was supposed to do. Blew my mind. Couldn't stop laughing. And it is all, it's a story of poor Arthur Dent, sort of a homebody who things don't just go right for, and his good friend Ford Prefect, named for a card, who happens to be an alien, who happens to be on Earth writing for the Hitchhiker's Guide, when the Earth is tragically destroyed by a Vogon construction crew. Really a demolition crew. Somebody else is probably going to build a hyperspace lane. But anyway, Earth gets destroyed. Dolphins leave the planet. So long. Thanks for all the fish. And then flash forward in a movie, which was sort of a disappointing movie. It shouldn't have been. It should have been a great movie. Comes out. I'm not even going to talk about it. That's as much as I'm going to say about the movie. It wasn't great. It's a better movie to be made. Anyway, one of the most famous fictional cocktails of all time is the Pan Galactic Gargle Blaster, made by Zaphod Beeblebrox for his good friend Prefect when they finally re-encounter each other on the Heart of Gold spaceship. Said to have be like the experience of having your brain smashed out by a brick wrapped in a lemon.
okay. I don't know what that was, but I thought it was gonna go.
Said to be like the experience of having smashed out by a brick wrapped with a wedge of lemon. The recipe, I have some notes down here. The recipe reads as thus. Take the juice from one bottle of that old Jenks spirit, pour into it 1 measure of water from the seas of Centraginus. Oh, that Centragian seawater. Oh, those Centragian fish. Allow 3 cubes of Arcturan megagin to melt into the mixture. It must be properly iced or the benzene is lost. Allow 4 liters of Falian marsh gas to bubble through it in honor of all those happy hikers who have died of pleasure in the marshes of Falia. And over the back of a silver spoon float a measure of colactin hypermint extract redolent of all the heavy odors of the dark colactin zones. Subtle, sweet, mystic. Drop in the tooth of an Angolian sun tiger and watch it dissolve, spreading the fires of the Angolian suns deep into the heart of the drink. Sprinkle Zamfor, add an olive, drink, but very carefully. Okay. Obviously, I don't have any of these ingredients. These are all just made up things. So I've got to come up with a cocktail that follows basically the spirit of that without being terrible, hopefully. So what I'm going to do, I had to make some decisions about what things were. Jenks spirit, I think that's going to be champagne. Centraginous seawater. I actually did consider getting anchovies, but this is some 20% saline solution I made. I think that's what we're going to do. Dave Arnold loves this in cocktails, for the record. He says anything with some fruit in it or anything sweet, he always adds a few drops of that. It doesn't end up tasting sweet, it just accentuates the other flavors. Arcturan Megagin, obviously gin. I'm going to go with Ford's Gin. Ford Prefect, Ford's Gin. Seems like a no-brainer to me. Over the back of the Falian marsh gas. Now, Falian marsh gas, this is an interesting one. So, the Falian marshes of Falia are known for having intoxicating gases that make their hikers die of pleasure. Other cocktail channels, namely cocktail chemistry, has gone with nitrous oxide here. I think that's a great choice. However, I just instinctively had a different idea. I think about marshes, I think about bogs, I think about smoke and gases. So I did something insane, and I bought some peat. This is a peat bog briquette. I'm going to smoke the cocktail with this. Obviously, this is like coal. This is rock hard, and you can't just light that whole thing on fire or you'd have a major problem. So I chipped off some pieces, and I'm going to stick that in my smoking gun and smoke the cocktail with it. Really add a smokiness to it. Now, that sounds crazy, right? We're basically it's lighting a coal fire under this drink. I asked some people. First off, Isla scotches all incorporate a lot of the ingredients, a lot of the vapors of this into their malt. I asked a friend who's a kind of a biology teacher, and he said that sounds okay. He asked his wife, she's a chemist, she said that sounds okay. And they asked their friend who's the master distiller at Asbury Distilling, and he said that sounds reasonably safe. So take that for what it's worth. Reasonably safe. I don't think that's too toxic. It's definitely somewhat toxic. I don't know if it's like very toxic. Silver spoon, collected hypermint extract. Okay, so we're talking about mint here. I tried it with this mint de pastille or creme de menthe. It's just not really like doing what the rest of the drink should do. So we're gonna go with bartender's favorite vodka. And drop in the tooth of an Angolian sun tiger. I've decided that will be sugar cubes soaked in Peychaud's bitters. Sprinkle Zamfor. Okay, sprinkle Zamfor, add an olive. I don't know what Zamfor is. It might be like camphor. I don't want to add camphor to my drink at all. That would be like Vicks Vapor Rub, and I think we're kind of getting there already. Add an olive. I won't add an olive to anything. That's just fucking disgusting, particularly this drink. It'd be gross. I'm sorry. I don't like an olive in my martini. I am not adding an olive to this drink. I encourage you to do so if you so choose, but you'll see why when I get to the end of this that an olive will be a mistake. I think that we have to also remember that the flavor description is that it's like having your brain smashed out by a brick wrapped with a wedge of lemon. Wrapped in a wedge of lemon. Spatially impossible. kind of the point, actually, I think. So we're going to go with a twist of lemon for a final garnish on this. And so this is going to be an interesting drink. We're going to stir it because when we stir it, well, you'll see. So let's start by taking my mixing glass, woohoo! Start by taking my mixing glass and then my jiggery doo-doo. I want to add 2 ounces of my Ford's gin. Ford's is just a great example of London dry gin. Really, any London dry gin should work here, at least as well as. I'm not even going to claim that this is a great cocktail, by the way. I'm just saying that this is the cocktail I came up with based on that description. Would I order this at a bar? Well, we'll see. Where did he go? Why is he gone? I have some water down there to wash my hands with. My hands are sticky, sorry. I want 4 drops of that Santragian seawater, also known as my 20% saline solution. Beautiful. And now, improbably, I'm actually going to stir this over ice. Oh, it's a Pangal. Guys, help him out. You're in the comments. It's a Pangalactic Garden Blaster. Okay, so we're going to crack some ice over this. Now, all I've got in here is salt, water, and gin, and I'm going to stir it. Why? Well, it's got to get cold. It's got to get diluted. There's really, everything else gets added kind of as a float or as a drop-in, so that's where we're at. We're going to stir this thing up. Oh, wait, I think I want to add a little symbol to this as well. You know, honestly, I made this before. I think that just a small amount of sweetness is going to help it, and although we're going to add a sugar cube to it, that's really, it doesn't. Nah, it doesn't need that, because it's basically a champagne cocktail. It's also done. Okay, so I'm going to stir this drink. Into my smoking chamber. Place this coop. We're going to pour the drink into the coop. At this point, nothing more than a exceedingly dry gin martini, which I'm going to smoke with my Valiant marsh gases. Those Valiant marsh gases. Oh, bring me back to those Valiant marshes. So I'm going to smoke this with Valiant marsh gas, otherwise known as Irish bog peat, Irish peat bog, which I have here, and I've broken up a little bit so that I can get this to burn in my little smoker. Okay, where's my thingy? So here's the thing. This stuff takes like kindling to get burning. It's not really going to burn off of a match. I'm going to break the rules of the smoking gun and use a torch to light it up. Don't call the smoking gun police on me, please. Very healthy. Very, very healthy. There's no question.
Bubbling.
Well, I thought about that. How could you bubble? I always thought about like a cocktail bong, basically a bong that you drag smoke through. So you put the cocktail in it and then you suck the smoke through it to really incorporate it. I think it could be done. I should build it one day. Okay. Do that. Do this. Very dramatic reveal. And now, I'm going to top that with champagne. I actually strongly encourage you to go with a sweeter champagne than you would normally use. Brut would be a mistake here. A Brut would be a mistake here. I'd go with an Asti or something a little sweeter than a Brut. What's that company called? The champagne, the White Star people like? Moet. A little Moet White Star is actually sweeter than your typical Brut. Might not be the worst choice. That's our old Jenks Spirit. Now I want a float of this Fernet Branca. A bar spoon, slightly more than a bar spoon. It does say that we should use a silver spoon. I find that the best way to get this to put it onto a bar spoon and then submerge the spoon. Most of it's going to wind up sitting on the surface. It's kind of where I want it to be. Some of you might have noticed that champagne's head missing. I was practicing sabering earlier for another episode, and it was the sabered champagne. Next, I'm going to take my Peychaud's bitters, soak this cube in Peychaud's bitters, and this will be our Angolian Sun Tiger tooth, and into it goes, and there's a fair amount. Here we go, the Pangolin Gargle Blast, we're going to try. Definitely get that peat smell. I can't believe that worked as well as it did. That's wild. That is really wild. That is new ground as far as I'm concerned. Because basically what this is a weird martini. It's a weird martini of vermouth. We're using champagne. But then of course we're adding a little bit of this, and we have the Fernet Branca on the top there. A little twist of lemon, but it's crazy because it's smoked, and you can really actually taste it, like strong. That is not going to be something everybody loves. There's no question about it. It's definitely drinkable. It's something that somebody loves. It's something that maybe you would love. It's something that Zaphod Beeblebrox and Fort Prefect might love. Do I love it? I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's definitely drinkable. It is so that's the question. Is my mission to create an approachable, easy to drink, objectively, oh yeah, that's delicious, drink? Or is my objective to knock your brains out with a brick wrapped in a wedge of lemon? This definitely feels like a brick smashing me. Maybe it could be more lemony, to be honest, to get that wedge of lemon. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, that's it. That's the show. I don't want to drink anymore now. No, I mean, it's not that, it's not that bad. It's really not terrible. It is just not, drop absinthe would go well in there. That's fun. We could actually add a drop of absinthe to the sugar cube. Might sneak that in there when I do the close-ups, because that would change the flavor profile and improve it a bit. And as we can see, our Angolian Sun Tiger's tooth is decaying. Any coffee now. With someone help, what can I say?
Well, you haven't talked a ton about the book. What is some of the stuff about the book, about the drink in the book, about creating something like this?
I'm going by memory here, guys. I've read that book. I loved it, and I haven't read it in many years. I don't think that the Pangalactic Argo Blaster plays a really pivotal role. It's just something that people thought was hilarious. I think that it was written as sort of a gag about particular and fancy martini orders. At a time when cocktail culture was like kind of lame, not great, in the 70s. So, there are really wonderful things in that book. Wonderful things. The meaning of life, the universe, and everything. When I sip this drink, I would that it makes me want to stop and contemplate the meaning of the life, universe, and everything, but it actually just sort of upsets my thought process and stops me from having any more thoughts. Whoa, what an interrupt. Definitely the dominant flavor is the smoke, which is interesting because that was like such a short moment in that cocktail's life. It is smoky. It is very smoky in a very boggy kind of way. It tastes like, so we'll give some tasting notes. Let's actually just try to be objective. We'll give it some objective tasting notes. Here we go. First off the nose, I get lemon. There's a big lemon wedge right here, so I should.
Someone suggested that a lemon-infused gin would make me something.
Let me do my thing. Okay, so smoke, definitely kind of a coal fire smoke right up front, which gives way to juniper and a little bit of the fernet, which is funny because fernet is usually so dominant it comes in, and then that finally settles into some of the aftertaste parts of wine, and I should say, of a dry champagne. It's not bad. I should have a lemon-infused gin. That's a great idea. I think a lemon-infused gin would certainly increase the lemon component of this. That's a good idea. Soak some lemon peels in gin for a couple days or a day. That would work. That'd be good. A very, very, very dry, just not even an Elias. Details on how to drink them. If you like the show, I hope you're going to subscribe. I tweeted how to drink. I'm on Instagram at how to drink. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/how to drink. And if you were a patron, you'd be watching this live right now. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/how to drink. And if you really like the show and want to see some more behind the scenes stuff, special features, never before seen exclusive episodes, all of that stuff, it's right there. And I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for checking that out. We made a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. We used Ford's gin, some saline. We used some saline solution, some champagne, some champagne, some Fernet Branca, a little Peychaud's bitters, and a sugar cube, and a twist of lemon, and and coal. And some bog peat for smoke. You could try smoking it with something else, something a little less abrasive. But I was really trying to stay true to the description. Valian marshes, marsh, bog, peat bog. Burn that. Try that out. And if you want a link, if you're looking for where to buy your own peat, well, there's a link in the show description. That's very good. Peat. These are like peat briquettes, actually. So these are compressed to make them more dense. Looser peat might have been a better choice, actually. But the shipping on that was not going to get here in time. So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have to have a special thumb and your towel. And use your towel to flag down a passing spaceship. And that should work to get me out of here. sound? Moving for close-ups. Anybody want to try this monstrosity?
Yeah.
Somebody say no.
Yes.
No.
I want to try it.
Anything peek forward sounds good. That's good, huh?
Not for me.
She's like, yeah, I don't know about that.
No, I like the gin. I like the gin. I like the smoke.
It's just kind of not enough notes.
Yeah.
It's very flat. That's alright. Like, yeah, that stuff I don't know.
Sure can.
Oh, and can you watch this? I'm sorry. Well, thank you guys for watching from Patreon land. I hope you're enjoying the seeing how the sausage gets made here at How to Drink Garage. Been doing this for a while. Wanted to get this up and running earlier.
You don't think that
I apologize that we didn't, and I appreciate you guys being here. Step it up.
Got it.
Yeah.
How many people are watching?
13.
Woo! Any comments I should respond to?
No, you blew it.
I blew it?
No. There are no comments. The only comment was someone was asking you if you should try lemon infused gin.
11 infused gin would be a great idea. I honestly, I just didn't think of it. That's brilliant. That's like the thing. So, you know, with anything creative, you have the choice of waiting until you know for sure that you've got the most perfect answer, the most perfect recipe, the most perfect creation, the best, like the inspiration, so that, you know, a muse strikes you and it nails you and you get it. Or having something on time, because those two things don't work together. You know, I don't know. Maybe that's a little too real of an answer, maybe. If I had thought of a lemon infused gin, I probably would have done it. Who suggested that stuff? Ancient Locksmith, genius. Listen to you more often. Ooh, something's in my throat. Hold on. What have we made so far? We did, I wish you guys could have been up. We did a very involved Cuba Libre where I made my own cola syrup, or at least I talked about making my own cola syrup. We mixed up the Dead Rabbit's, Blacktail's Cuban rum blend, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 4 parts Caña Brava, 3 parts Plantation 3-Star, 2 parts. What's the? Can you pull that up for me?
That thing? Yeah, hold on. I don't know. Hold on.
All right.
We did an Irish whiskey tasting, where I tasted 5 Irish whiskeys for St. Patrick's Day. That was interesting. I was actually really surprised how much I liked the Connemara. I did not expect that to be my favorite of the bunch. Okay, what is this though now?
4 parts Caña Brava 3,
Yeah,
3 parts Plantation 3-Star,
yeah.
2 parts Barbarian Port, Haitian Rum,
That's
White,
it.
and 1 part Eldorado Griese.
That's right. Okay. So we made this, which is Blacktail's Cuban rum blend, which is 4 parts Caña Brava 3, 3 parts Plantation 3-Star, 2 parts Haitian rum barbacoa Haitian white rum, and 1 part. What was the last one? Eldorado. 1 part Eldorado. 1 part Eldorado 3. And that was some homemade cola syrup in the hell of a Cuba Libre. We did a Valentine's Day episode, making our chocolate strawberry cocktail.
Right your way.
Alright.
And, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What was your first name? I can't see it on my hand. Is it slipping? Not working?
I think you can grip it very well. Try that again.
Any more comments, Stefano? Okay.
Oh yeah, someone said,
That's weird.
Jason Ross said, finally made it.
Yes, I know I've had so many requests for this.
Welcome, Jason Ross.
Thank you, Jason Ross. Yes, I did finally do the Pan-Galactic Argo Blaster. I suspect we'll be revisiting it too. I think that there's a better recipe in this. I just haven't found it yet.
You gotta make it drink it close.
Slipping again? Not working?
I don't know if it's
Gotta do
slipping,
black
it's just
light
like
drink.
it
We'll get
barely
some black lights
rotated
that
in both
work in the
directions.
studio.
Yeah.
Is
Just
it?
look into that for next season.
I think so.
It's gripping, right?
Yeah, try again. You're a little loose. Hold on. Try it now.
Camera, I don't think that you guys can see, but we're moving the camera
Huh.
around, so.
It's weird.
I'm just gonna wait.
You try powering it off and on again?
Yeah, I just
These
did
are
on
big
my
microphones.
remote.
They're great.
Maybe we'll do the
polishing
motor.
device.
See if that works. It could be the motor. Wait, no, that's not a battery.
Let's see, what's up next on our list? 'Cause I'm curious to know where we go.
That Goldman battery has plenty of juice, right?
Yes.
I just changed the battery. So
This
it's not that
should be
long.
recalibrating. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. I mean, this is going the whole thing in.
Right. So does it auto calibrate like when you power up, or is that just it?
We'll find out.
So after this one, Stefano, we're doing
Try moving.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the riot news.
Is that thing? Yeah. Right, yeah. Okay, so it should be alright. Alright, cool.
Jump right into that.
Okay.
Feels great.
Yeah.
Are you zoomed in all the way?
I can hear you, Stefano.
Oh, I need to do something.
I have to unmute my photos.
Alright. I'm gonna try one.
You guys all set?
Yep. Alright.
All right. this, we won't use a little black base, we use this thing.
That can be 2 or 3.
Three is good. Beautiful. Oops. I get to wash them on her. You want to shoot this over here? There you go. Try and focus on the smoke.
The background.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the smoke seeping out of the top exciting at all? Oh, yeah. Okay, you might go a little wider.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, what do you got right here?
That was 2K. That's 240, but let me see what we can get. Maybe with 5. Let's see.
I mean, I don't think you have to go all the way that wide. I'd like to keep some slow motion.
I mean, I can.
What's that here?
This is 4K at 120.
Let's do it.
Okay. And by and clicking down and rolling. And by.
Alright. This up for you if you want to put it next to you like you did last time.
Wherever. Did you see anything new? Is anybody saying? Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's great. Never have to do that again for here because that was super cool.
Okay, cutting. What's next?
Champagne from my broken bottle.
I'll go in tight again.
Yeah. What were you saying?
And mostly what he read, one said, ancient hospice said, beam me up, Scotty. Someone said that a tiger tooth ingredient could be a cinnamon candy because it's described as hot.
We explored the idea of using a Mentos for the tiger tooth. I thought it would foam better in the champagne. It didn't really make a big difference, and it prevented me from being able to soak it in bitters, which I thought was a nice thing to be able to do.
Is it rolling?
And Jason Ross joined us.
Hello, Jason. If I'm not mistaken, I just got a notification about you becoming a patron, so I feel like you're new to the channel and welcome aboard. Oh, look at that smoke climbing out when we do that. Isn't that cool? It's a very visually appealing drink so
Yes.
far. It's super cool. Look at that. Whoa, look at that. What? Meow, meow. Meow. Wah. I don't know why that hilarious. Cool. Alright, we're gonna do this little float now.
A spoon.
And if you're ready. really captured the whole everything. I mean, like, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we wanted to see. Okay.
Right in.
You're seeing like the whole world upside down.
It's super neat. Yeah, the whole thing is super cool.
On and rolling. And set.
Wait, do you want to trick in that absinthe in case you want to
Yeah.
add a line about it? You can always take that.
Ready? Give that a cube sharp, please. This guy. Yeah, that's it. Got it. 1, 2, 3. And
There's some flip on there.
just a lemon.
Sorry, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Ready?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Why is it missing?
Oh, he said it'll be up.
I just want to see the monitor in a little bit.
Why are you?
Just actually seeing the monitor while I'm
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, wait.
Oh shit.
Alright.
Ah! Whoa! That's moving in every possible direction. Yeah.
Hand over there. Alright, and rolling. One more time on that.
Black. One of the thirds. What will it come? Yeah. What will it go the other way?
Over here more.
Yeah.
I'm like in this kind of area.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay.
Did you pause it?
You got the
Rolling.
hero.
What?
You got the hero.
Oh, did you pause the live stream?
I did not. Why?
It looks paused.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, it's back.
I might ask you, like, yeah, just got some locked off stuff.
Yeah. Maybe right here.
Mhm.
Oh, my headroom.
And I'm gonna do this, just in case I want the option. Just to try and get some of that.
Yeah. You can kill it light if you want.
No, I think it's fine like that.
Oh no.
I think we're still catching backlight on.
Yeah, for sure. Lock it right there.
What's at the other side?
And
Would you guys object to me opening the garage door for about 10 minutes?
No, go for it, yeah.
As long as that gas out of here, it stinks.
Let me get one more pan over real quick.
Yeah. That's a lot of lens.
I'll get the focus real quick, Matt.
Got it.
Looks a little soft. Yeah, it looks sharper than that. Make sure the front is just focused. Alright, and here we go. And one more time. I'll flip it over. And boom. Okay,
Okay.
that's up to neck over here.
Yeah. Cut
Should
there.
we clear of all our stuff, Matt?
Okay. Is it okay if I keep like on any time of downtime I just turn the encoder back on?
Yes.
It's not gonna fuck it with like the stop and go, stop and
No.
go.
Apparently
Step
it's
in.
like missing.
We're in here.
What?
We're in here.
Is it here?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
you could hear it for a while.
Okay. She said it like Rachel said it was
Oh. Can I have some stuff in
Oh,
now?
it's
Oh, see,
Thank you.
pissing rain. Okay.
missing,
We
yeah.
have a different definition of pissing. Big pissing rain is like, what do you guys think?
I think it's heavy.
You think it's heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
heavy stream.
You guys must have different
Bladders.
I think it's a very light stream. I think if it's a pissy day, it's just sort of misting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pissy day, I think is.
That's misty.
Yeah, but misty. But what if I wanted to swear? What if I wanted to use foul language? I would say it's pissing.
You'd say it's a shit day.
All right, hopping back.
Where's my book? Where's your book? Where's the book?
It's over here. What are we doing next?
That's what I am about to.
I think we're done with smoking things for the moment.
Looks good.
Yes.
Does anybody want to try this? It's a better version
I
than the
want
last
to
one.
try it.
No.
I think you know better as I know.
I like the smoking gin thing. I think it's cool.
It's not something people do. So. Don't break it in. I mean, like if your hands are full, your hands are full.
Can I have the actual? Is it in here? The one for this? Yes. Never mind. It's Always Sunny is next.
Always sunny. So I need a dozen eggs.
I'm stuck.
We bought. I thought we bought all the stuff to make the other one.
No, just do one, because then we can always do a second episode later.
So what am I mixing?
What we want you to do, as the gag and the cold open gag, you're just going to do the Gatorade pouring, you know, into it, and then whatever. And then you're going to make like a improved version of just like a
Riot milk? Riot juice?
Yeah.
I was planning on doing fight milk. I didn't realize I missed that part of the conversation. It's a fight milk I know how to do. Riot juice, I'm not so sure I know how to make.
What we want to take, try and think about it. You thought you guys must have been overnight.
I'd like to think about it, let's do the paper plane.
Yeah, you can think about it overnight. We just thought we thought we were doing that before we got like all the ingredients for the Gatorade.
I thought we were doing both. I thought we were just I just thought we were doing that for the open.
I'm just chilling.
I thought we were just using that for the cold open, kind of as a gag.
No, we figured you could do a.
You can fly on this.
We thought it'd be like a quick, easy one, just like what is like a.
Well, you could do it. You could be like with this drink size. So let's make another drink for the show that actually has the drink. You could.
My plan was to say, and that's riot juice instead of fucking riot. You know, like it just be like that's what it is. It's grain alcohol and Gatorade.
How are you gonna leave it to the other one?
Also, let's make fight milk because I need protein.
But I feel like. Got it. Like what would
Made
they?
with real crow's eggs. Go!
If you were to make a like a fight juice, like what is like a grain alcohol drink that you can make this simple? Just like nothing, right?
Oh, there are, but like that's what it is though. It's Kool-Aid and or Gatorade and grain alcohol. It's jungle juice. It's what you make at a frat party.
So couldn't you do like simple syrup and something like simple syrup that's like the sugar water mixed with like one of those rose petal things that would make it blue, and then like a
Like salt for the electrolytes.
yeah, the salted brim or something. I don't know. We also got this jar. We got like a glass jar, the glass mason jar. So it's like it was still supposed to be like a gag. The whole thing was supposed to be.
I thought they were mixing it up in a gallon of milk.
Well, the gallon was gonna be like for like
Yeah, he has a gallon, we have that.
the gallon's the cold open, and then you're gonna do like an improved version of this where it's still kind of shitty. It's still like it went from like a gallon to like a mason jar.
Alright, let's do the paper plan. Let's hold off on this.
Okay, who's
Just-
playing?
I need my book, but I also need, on my desk is a book called On Cocktails by Petrosky. It's a green book.
Here's this. Other side. Where, on what desk?
Right on my desk.
Oh, there's working
Tomorrow we'll shoot Always Sunny. I guess.
There are all the books on your desk. On the front of that, where is the title? Oh, regarding cocktails. I thought you said on top.
It is funny to me that the publisher's name is the biggest name on the front of this book. That is one of my favorite features of the Petrosky book.
Alright, you need, let's not be agree again.
Hello?
Oh, I need bourbon.
Which one do you want?
Juice, Aperol, Amaro, and then Nino. I don't want no Nino. Cancel this. I have to go check right now. I do it, maybe. Nino.
For now, or?
No, tomorrow.
Alright.
Man, I thought I did such a good job ordering all this booze.
Okay, you just missed one. Really then, maybe we should,
What is next?
really what we've
Our
got.
mint julep.
Yeah, but that's way out. I'd rather do stuff that's more pressing.
Have we
But
skipped anything at this point?
yes, well, we're skipping, April Fools. But
That's
actually
okay,
not
though.
until this point we haven't, no,
Right, that's what I'm saying. We have no blank weeks.
not yet.
So what's next is Entwash then? Unless I just pull another classic and do that instead of.
I think you should pull another classic because Entwash, I wanna give time to, and I want you to have
Okay.
energy for.
So then what are we leaving for tomorrow specifically? Entwash, Derby and Tulip, and the Equals episode?
And the Sunny episode,
And the Sun, so 4 episodes for tomorrow is the plan, if we get one more night.
I think that's right, yeah, I'll double check what
Please
I'm
do.
shooting.
Yeah,
but it
I
could
would
be
love to
5.
know.
Here's the thing, it could be 5.
What?
We've shot up to when we're shooting again.
Survival bear
Right.
So-
came there though.
We're in territory of looking big grasses if we have to.
Yeah.
I would love for you to have 2 backup switch out episodes. If something happens like last time, you can send me over with you, move forward with
I
something.
agree.
Oh, also the Avengers cocktails.
What date is that
You want
supposed to
them
be?
for the
April
ventilation buildup.
26th.
Because there was burning on the smoker, so we did skip that. 'Cause we're looking at May drinks here, right?
No. You just had it maybe because we're looking at the, we haven't skipped it yet.
It's an easy one. I already made it the other night. And it works.
Now let's just do it.
Can we put up some of
Yes.
those Captain America recruiting posters?
Remember when that guy who stole the camera from laundry service? Was legal action taken against him?
No.
No?
What camera did he steal?
Still like a FS7 and like an A7S. We busted him.
But there was no legal action?
They returned it.
No.
Like sheepishly. And I was like, please don't tell anyone. Tell everyone.
It sucks for him. Makes it hard to live. You guys can keep this away.
We're doing Avengers now?
Your Avengers. I'm gonna need all of your Avenger knowledge.
Instead of Endwash?
Do that one.
Oh, why?
It's a good
I
question.
want him to have more energy and more like brain space for that one.
Yeah, but Endwash is so much closer, isn't it? Much.
April 20th, April 26th.
I am.
Oh, gotcha. I thought.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm more than comfortable to do either at different energy levels. I could do Entwash
Okay, then let's do Endwash.
low key, or I could do it wild and out of my mind. But I was playing it and kind of be like pretty mellow on that one anyway.
Okay, let's do Endwash.
Okay.
It is up to you.
It's actually Entraft. Entwash is a river that runs through Rohan in the Lord of the Rings.
Need the oil.
So Entraft is Entraft. We're making Entraft, by the way, to the people at home who might be watching. It is. It's the beverage that Treebeard gives to Merry and Pippin when they're visiting him, and it makes them bigger, stronger. But
All right.
there's a little bit of a twist in this. Can somebody find out what J.R.R. Tolkien's birthday is? Because I think that's how we picked this date. Yes, please. I'm pretty sure that's how we picked April 19th.
That sounds right, but I can tell you.
In a white room with black curtains in the station. Whatever. I don't even know that song. I'll be right back.
January 3rd,
How did we pick that date then?
April 19th, you said?
April 9th.
You said something with the ends, because the way the ends.
No, it's our Tuesday night when we
Right.
I just thought there was something specific about
Oh, I don't think so, no. I think you're tying it into using the ideas of like the tree oil or. It's not that cold out actually though.
This supposed to be crazy. 50.
Tomorrow.
You guys tell me when you want to close that, so.
I'm fine right now.
Yeah, let's ask them where. I don't know where they'll be seen. Yeah, you just see two books up front.
brought books.
You have books.
Is the Children of Huron the one that his son kind of finished?
I
Christopher
so, yeah.
Tolkien. Yeah.
Or you put them up. Or you cannot put them in.
All right, I'll keep this Hobbit.
Keep anything not Tolkien out of us.
Yeah.
It is still technically Where?
Well,
And I need my notes that you printed.
yes.
This is a story of long ago. At the time, the languages and letters were quite different from ours today. English is used to represent the languages. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. It was a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms. And there was a smell more yet the dry, bare, sandy
It goes
hole
on
with
to the
nothing
back
to
page.
sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole. And that means comfort. It had a perfectly round door, like a porthole, painted green with a shiny yellow brass knob in the exact middle. The door opened onto a big hall of black stomach. Very comfortable. Without smoke. Panel walls and floors tiled and carpeted. Provided with polished chairs and lots and lots of pegs for hats and coats. The Hobbit was fond of these things. The tunnel wound on, going fairly but not quite straight inside the hill. The hill, people from many miles around called it, and many little round doors opened out of it. First on one and then on the other. Not going upstairs for the Hobbit bedrooms, cellars, pantries, facilities, wardrobes. He had whole rooms devoted to clothes. Kitchens, dining rooms were all indeed on the same passage. The best rooms were all on the left-hand side going in, but these were the only ones that had windows. Deep-set round windows over the garden, and meadows beyond, sloping down to the river. The Hobbit was a very well-to-do Hobbit, and his name was Baggins. The Baggins in the neighborhood of the hill for a time out of mind, and people considered them very much respectable, not only because most of them were rich, but also because they never had any adventures or did anything unexpected. You could tell what a Baggins would say on any question without the bother of asking.
Can I close this now?
Sure.
Will you do on camera? Will you do your best? Everyone's got their own.
Nice room.
Shall not pause.
Ah, Amaro Chiacciaro.
What kind of alcohol?
And up in my garden, up in my window box by my kitchen table, on the dining table, kitchen table with the window, there are several new one Rosemary and the Chiacciaro. What are you watching?
People are terrible.
What is it?
You shitty face big douchebag at this Native American thing. These
Shitty face
Trumps
big-
Trumps of in this main.
Oh, I heard about this. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
perfect. Everything looks beautiful. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Yeah, whatever. We're good. I'm ready when everybody else is.
Alright.
I have
Give me a card. Embarrassing.
You loser.
So you have 2 cards? Yeah. Good. Good. That means we're on track.
Glassware wise, I would like.
I like
Menu.
this last.
Menu,
super crazy cold.
I think the stream is paused or something.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
You good? Elias reporting?
Well, it will be when it helps.
Meredith, we're gonna get started on this.
This glass is kaput sweet.
Are you done with the your Coke syrup, by the way?
I'm done with the Coke syrup, and
And
I'm
drink.
done with this fancy rum.
I would-
Oh shit, that's the glass I want to use. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Take this little baby glass away. I don't know. The lady.
Related. You can dump the.
So we're about to do some sort of
glass,
hearing trick.
What's amazing is I have like no ability towards prestidigitation at all.
Yeah.
Close up magic. And yet I do this for my kid all the time and she loves it. Like constantly doing like just the worst like, you know, just like watch it, let it go. And a little slightly better than that,
Yeah.
but she's blown away. Or at least she pretends to be. Maybe she just thinks that like, well that's the rules of the game. You have to try when dad does bad magic. She's 16, so
I don't know what you're talking about. But the live stream's working again, so that was all live.
I just don't know how my 2-year-old is like. She's very easily impressed by my very bad magic tricks.
Oh yeah.
One of the cool things, I mean, the way a kid will talk to a puppet and you like make one of their dolls talk to them, she will like lock eyes with like a stuffed animal and have like conversation with it. Of course, I'm giving it the voice and stuff like that.
Wow.
And, like, it's just so real to her. It's awesome. I fucking love it.
Remember that?
No. I had a traumatic childhood. I don't remember anything before I was 8.
Actually, I don't think most people do.
I remember being 2 years old and in my playpen. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember like.
Snippets. Flash this out. Ready? Rolling.
Sound is speed. Oh, I need batteries.
Alright.
Sorry, guys.
You should have batteries.
I think I have some.
Yeah.
It's the worst. And Stefano, can you give me some Lord of the Rings facts, like publication dates and stuff? Go! Get away with
Go on, yeah, I'm here for Lord of the Rings facts.
I mean, I feel like you've got those facts.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you have like publication dates and such.
I don't, but I can get them for you.
While she's looking those up, Greg, once we start, I want you to give me your best Gandalf.
Rolling.
Okay. I can do that. Testing! There we go. Sound is speeding.
Everything's good.
I'll give you a few Gandalfs now. This is what I did in my audition tape for Gandalf when I was auditioning for Gandalf. I didn't get the role. I did a lot of that.
The line is, a wizard is never late, Frodo.
That's what it says. That's right. That's right.
That's right. Precisely what it means to.
That's exactly right. A wizard is never late. Frodo, he arrives precisely when he means to, not a moment before or after. That's actually my old lawyer voice, my old Otto Preminger film. Yes, I think the jury will agree. My client was clearly motivated by his natural rights towards the woman in question. That would be something from the 50s. How about one of these? Or you shall not pass!
I think you can do that better. Do that again.
You think I got more than that in me?
I want to see it again. I
You
want to see
really
more.
are an optimist.
You are fighting the Balrog right now, and that's the best you can do.
I have a headache.
I just said that.
I have to sneeze. I'm sorry. One second.
While you're sneezing,
Yeah, you shall.
from Patreon, we got someone saying that a fun fact about the riddles in The Hobbit is that they're basically ripped off Old Norse legends, including hero cheating in them.
Oh, neat. Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. We'll come to that. I don't know how deep into the weeds we're going to get on Hobbit facts or Lord of the Rings facts. I think we're going to try and keep it somewhat surfacey. But there is definitely, I mean, I don't know a lot about, I do, I know a fair amount of Norse mythology. I know a lot about the saga of Sigurd and Beowulf. I don't know any of the other ones. I know a lot about Sigurd. Oh, God. I'm a gross man when I do this. I just burp and sneeze and fart. Gross. Okay, here we go. You shall not pass! Come on, that's all I got, man. You know?
You is all in the pops. Yeah.
Look at me on the morning of the third. Why do I keep slipping into? He's not English at all in my world. He's just sort of like an old man. He's just an old man. He's an old man. Down here on old Bag End. I'll tell you, yeah. I've been coming around here making y'all fireworks many a year, Mr. Baggins. What you have there, Bilbo? That's when he finds out he has the ring, you see. What do you have there? He doesn't say that at all. I don't know.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
What does he say? He says
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. How do I do old British? I'm British now. I'm very British. I'm very old and British. Sorry.
It's very similar to your Winston Churchill.
They're all Winston Churchill. A wizard arrives. Exactly what he means to. He is never early nor late, Mr. Baggins. Alright, we're talking about The Hobbit. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. It's April 19th. It's Friday. Tomorrow is April 20th. That means 420. And we are talking about Lord of the Rings. Why? Because we're making Ent Draft for all you Ents out there. I think I know. I think you all know who I'm talking at, too. There. Smoke weed. Yeah. Talking to you. I don't know who I am. I don't, by the way. But my dad does. Error day. What was I gonna say? Lord of the Rings were published what year? Like 37. The Hobbit came out in 37. When did the Lord of the Rings come out?
54.
54. So the Fellowship of the Rings came out in 1954, and okay, so this is something I do know. All right, Tolkien. If this burp doesn't come out, I'm gonna kill myself. I swear. It's just like.
Also, I think you should do it about just when you introduce that you're doing End Wash, that it's a CBD cocktail.
Oh, that's a good point. You should get that right up front.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta get this disgusting cold away from me.
Want to know if you'd ever dress in costume for an episode?
Of course I would.
Haven't they seen the Magnum PI episode?
Exactly. As a matter of fact, I might be buying a costume tomorrow. She knows about it.
Also, is that Jameson behind you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
1954, Lord of the Rings is released. Of course, Mr. J.R.R. Tolkien, a professor at Cambridge University, kind of a darling of the literary field, right? He's a great translator of Norse mythology and of English mythology, and he's really doing a lot of archival work to keep mythology in print and alive for the world of academia. He was, let me make sure both of my look, as far as I understand it, very surprised when his own foray into mythology became quite a hit. And he was more surprised and disappointed when it was a hit with the hippies. Tolkien was notoriously pretty conservative. He wrote to his good buddy C.S. Lewis a number of times complaining about the quality of people who had found his book so inspiring, but he cashed the checks at the end of the day anyway. So, you know, what can I say about that? But yeah, no, he did actually try, if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost certain this is true, I saw a document, I think he tried to keep it from being published in the U.S., and as a result, the version that got published in the U.S. at first was a bootleg. And for years and years and years in the United States, you could only get a bootleg version of The Lord of the Rings. There was like a whole thing about that. Really kind of nuts, honestly. People want to read your book, but why? Why do they want to read my book? Well, they like it, but who are they, and from what perspective do they like it? I don't know if I like the way they like it, you know? That's like a weird thing, you know? And he didn't, by the way. So it's April 19th. Something that's been on my mind a really long time is CBD. Cannabidiol. How do you pronounce that? Cannabidiol? Cannabidiol. Cannabidiol. What'd y'all do over there?
You're making us laugh.
Okay. She knows better than to be doing whatever she's up to kill. A woman knows better. She take a shower?
Oh, does the water smell like?
You're brave.
Who, me?
Uh-huh. Presumably you're about to go tell my wife to stop doing what she's doing. I don't do that.
Would you like me to not?
No, she do so. I would like it to be you and not me.
You're gonna do a new intro, not intro, but new just we're doing a CB.
We didn't call it.
To say about that, and the word schism, I know some people pronounce S-C-H-I-S-M as schism, it's schism. Anyway, draft is one of those things where just the combination of letters D-R-A-U-G-H-T, just when I pronounce that, I sound it out visually in my head, it comes out draft. It sounds very British. Draft. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. That is just a real weird thing about my linguistics OCD. And I get in trouble for it all the time. There's a lot of fights now, so about my linguistic OCD. And then I cover for it here on the show by pretending I can't pronounce anything. I can pronounce every word better than the native speakers of their languages. Worcestershire is pronounced that way. Those are the letters in that word. I don't care if any of you people have even say. I'm having a laugh. It's a bit of a joke. So, it's April 19th. Tomorrow is April 20th, also known as 420, Hitler's birthday. Yeah! Oh shit, we gotta do that over. I got the wrong holiday there.
It was great before then, though. Good exactly.
I think our live stream is paused. Thank God.
Somebody could have done that, I'm assuming. Alright, that's good. It's April 19th. That's the day before April 20th, which is also known as 420, which is, well, it's 420. Nobody knows why it's 420, but it is. There's a lot of, yeah, it's 420. You know what that means. Let's do the show. So today, on how to drink, something that's been on my mind for a long time is that CBD is showing up in cocktails. Oh God, finally. I feel so much better right now. I just felt like there was a fucking Zeppelin inside my chest. So one of the things that's been on my mind for a while is that CBD has been showing up in cocktails. And CBD, of course, I'm referring to cannabidiol extract, cannabidiol extract, cannabidid oil. Cannabidid oil? I don't know the letters in it.
It's cannabis oil.
Cannabid oil?
That would make sense.
Cannabid
oil. Well, anyway, so it's been showing up in cocktails in major markets, and I felt like we should talk about putting it into cocktails. And, well, what better day is there to do it? And the other thing I've been thinking about is the Lord of the Rings. And that Ent Draft is a beverage that I haven't done on the show. I don't know if anybody's done, honestly. I'm sure somebody's done it. And that it needs to be done. So we're doing Ent Draft for 420 for all you Ents out there with CBD oil in it. And in case you're wondering, there's some more of the Zeppelin. That was gross. I'm using FX CBD, which is processed from hemp. It is, I think if I'm not mistaken, that makes it legal in every state. It doesn't have to be marijuana recreationally legal state. There's definitely other CBDs on the market. I've sampled this with different CBD oils. It's tough. They all have different, a little bit different flavors. Some are a little bit more peppery. Some are, this one in particular, I like a lot. It tastes a lot like green tea. But the rest of this drink is unassuming enough that that the CBD oil should shine through. And it should actually really kind of be front and center in this cocktail. Need some more water when somebody gets a minute. Oh, sweet Jesus, thank you. There's just like a little. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And so we're gonna make Entdraft. What is Entdraft? Entdraft is the beverage of the Ents, the great, gigantic tree people, most, of course, famously Treebeard, who Merry and Pippin spend time with in the Lord of the Rings. They distill it or ferment it, brew it. I think they just use the word brew in the book. I think that's what Tolkien says. It's brewed from the waters of the Entwash, which is a river that runs through Rohan and I have notes. The Fangorn Forest. Andrus. The Entwash, which is a river that runs through Rohan and the Fangorn Forest. It's a river that its tributaries are the spring waters of the Methedrus, which is the southernmost mountain of the Misty Mountains. Misty Mount, of course, of Hobbit fame, and also of Led Zeppelin fame, right? Misty Mountain Hop. Yeah. But go! Will I be the one? Creep away with That's how that song goes, exactly. It is a perfect, 100% uncanny impression of Robert Plant. I just need a much smaller shirt to pull it off, and possibly some doves to shoot out of my hands. That's what the best part about being a sometimes compositor is that right now doves are shooting out of my hands poorly. And so, yeah. What else can I say about it? It's pretty cool stuff. One of the things I like about this mishmash is that CBD has a lot of health benefits that people say exists. I don't know whether or not a laboratory would verify that. I don't know. I can't say empirically that CBD oil is an anti-inflammatory or a wonderkin drug that is great for whatever ails you. But a lot of people do, and for a lot of people it seems to be doing a lot of good for them, and who might question it? Well, Entdraft will do a lot of good for you in the Lord of the Rings. If you're a hobbit, it'll make you as tall as a not hobbit. It'll make you very strong and very hardy. If I'm not mistaken, I think Merry and Pippin are not in good shape when they fall into the care of Treebeard, who sups them on 2 or 3 different brews of the Entdraft, each one more heavy, if I'm not mistaken, than the last. The description of the flavor is like a cool breeze coming out of the forest, so I'm thinking mossy, kind of earthy flavors, and we're in luck because the CBD oil does a lot of that work for us in this case. One of my favorite things about The Lord of the Rings, I saw a documentary about Tolkien, and so I'm going off memory here. Lord of the Rings, of course, published in 1951, The Fellowship of 54. 1954, The Fellowship of the Rings comes out. The rest of the books in the series took over a decade more, right? When was the...
54 and then 55.
And then both of them came out in 55?
The first 2 came out in 54 and the third one came out in 55.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it took like decades.
No, it was pretty quick release.
Oh, shit. That's why, Well, Lord of the Rings comes out in 54 and 55. And J.R.R. Tolkien wrote it because he was a real academic, professor of mythology, Cambridge University of literature. He actually had like a real, he was very well known in academic circles as a translator of old mythology, as a guy who was sort of, what's his name? The hero of the Thousand Faces. I'm trying to draw a comparison to him. I'm so the hero of the Thousand Faces. What's his name?
Joseph Campbell.
Thank you. Yeah. What's his first name?
Joseph Campbell.
Joseph Campbell. Yeah. I mean, he's a guy you would have thought about like as a Joseph Campbell, like a guy who's a professor of mythology, and he wrote this book sort of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, as sort of an experiment at trying his own hand at it. Of course, he had written the book before, and he was a writer, but it really took off in the way I think he was expecting it to, particularly in America, where sort of countercultural movements, beatniks, hippies really kind of gravitated towards the book, and he couldn't understand why. Apparently, he was quite upset about it. Remember, and I may edit this out if I'm wrong, that the documentary I saw pointed out that he tried to keep it from being published in the U.S., and that for years and years, the only copies of the Lord of the Rings, the Ring Cycle that you could get, the thing that's Sigurd, that's a whole Norse mythology thing, the only copies of the Lord of the Rings that you could get were bootlegs. And I just mentioned the Ring Cycle. He was deeply inspired by Norse mythology in particular, and a lot of that he just cribbed a lot of stuff right from that. The inspiration, his good friend was C.S. Lewis, the guy who wrote the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and subsequent books in the Chronicles of Narnia. The Chronicles of Narnia. That's an old SNL joke. Anyway, so the guy who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia, C.S. Lewis, they both were professors at Cambridge. The Tolkien wrote about the Ents, as I was told by my intrepid production assistant. He was inspired to create the Ents because Lewis was a very tall man with loud tree stump-like legs. You could hear him coming down the halls of Cambridge University, where they train wizards. I just assume that Cambridge is Hogwarts. That's right? That's correct, yes. I don't know. Oh, no, that's Oxford. Eton? Also, if I'm not mistaken, he wrote a lot of Lord of the Rings, was inspired by his experiences in World War I. I don't know that he was offering commentary on that. I think he was inspired by his experiences. If I'm not mistaken, the elephants and the Haradrim who ride them, man, I know a lot about the Lord of the Rings for a guy I never read it. If I'm not mistaken, the elephants and the Haradrim who ride them were inspired by his first encounters with tanks, things like that, loosely inspired interpretations. What the hell, let's just make the fucking drink, just talk forever. I'm gonna make it with Jameson. I'm gonna make this drink with Jameson whiskey. You can use a nice Highland Scotch, a mild Scotch as well. I like to keep it somewhere in the British, in the Isles there. I feel like thematically that makes a lot of sense. Jameson is exceptionally popular whiskey everywhere, particularly in the United Kingdom. And I don't know what J. Delar's preferred brand was, or if he was a teetotaler. I have no answer to that question. But I don't think it's out of the question that he likes Jameson at all. And it also happens to work really well because it won't overpower anything else that we're adding to this. The next ingredient I want to use is a little of this Amaro Chiaro. It's actually one of my favorite Amaros. I actually think that this is just delicious stuff, a little seltzer. But here, it's going to just help this cocktail. It's going to add a little bit more character to this. I want somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 ounce. I leave that kind of the dealer's choice. I'm going to split the difference exactly in my jigger. It's up to taste, right? And that goes drippy, 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 drip, drip, drip. And I think my favorite version of The Lord of the Rings is the animated one from the 70s. Do you remember that? Yeah, that's great. That's a great film. It's not good at all. It's a bad movie. Is that Ralph Bakshi? Did he animate that one? Is that a Bakshi prediction? Might be. And now I'm going to add an eyedropper full of my CBD oil. I'll admit that's not the most accurate measurement, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's about 3 milliliters. No, definitely not. Maybe 1. Now, I like to add this here, and I like to stir it in. You are well within the bounds of normalcy to add this after the drink is mixed and have it be like a sheen across the surface. There we go. Feel better now. Or you can even shake this cocktail. If you shake it, it will much more. I think that you'll see. I like the way this looks stirred, but if you want a more uniform look, shaking it would be a mistake. Ice in glass. Oh boy.
The 1977 it's an animated musical television special created by Rankin Bass.
Was Rankin and Bass?
Arthur Lincoln.
That's crazy. It's a Rankin and Bass thing. I thought for sure it was a bad Ashby thing.
I mean, it's made for people to get high and watch it.
Well, Rankin and Bass, they did all of the stop motion animated Christmas films that you like Rudolph and stuff like that.
Oh, that makes sense.
But they also, I think, did H.R. Puffin stuff, which is very clearly about smoking weed.
I think you brought it in there already.
I had it, but I thought I ditched it.
It might be on the side table right outside of the door.
Dude. Sound 1, 2, 3. It's not an idol. This is terrible. I don't know why I can do it in my mind, but I can't do it.
You just put like ice in that?
Mistake. Just keep rolling, guys. Sorry, I'll find it.
She's going upstairs, so I don't think there's this one. Is it up there? Aha, love. Snuck away. You only have one of those, so be very careful.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe I brought it over because I had to hand it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god.
Right.
Okay, now I'm gonna pour this into my glass right here. No, it's just like a little glass. Is this one too small? No, just right. Now, if our underlight was turned on, where's the button on the side?
Towards you. Okay. It's on the actual unit.
Here. Nah, never mind. Disregard. I apologize. Wasting everybody's time here. Sorry. And here we have my end wrap. I would like to garnish that. A little sprig of rosemary. And why don't I have my scissors? Well, I just don't, okay? They weren't handy. Fresh rosemary, literally from a plant. Oh, a little bit. Oh. Well, that wasn't my intent, but hey, that works. that work better than
That looks great.
the other way? No, it looks great. It looks better that way. Can't argue with that. All right. And Droft. You know, it's got an A in it. An A-U, Droft. And Droft. My glasses. What have I got in my pocket? Oh my god, that's fucking delicious. Okay. I know there's not a lot going on in that drink, but yeah, what a lovely evolution. I gotta say, guys, I think I nailed it with this one. The whiskey and the Amaro Chiaro. So Amaro Chiaro, it's an Amaro, right? It's a bitter, it's an apple. A little bit of sweetness to it. It does have that in there. And so in the way that an old fashioned has a little bit of sweetness, so too does this. But it's everything that these are really mellow flavors. The Chiaro, the Jameson, these are all rounded notes. It's really knock you in the face kind of overpowering flavors present here. And so our CBD oil can really kind of shine. And you get that. You get this like, watch, let me do, watch, of course you watch. Let me do these tasting notes. First off, the nose, rosemary, and the CBD actually. And it does have kind of a damp, mossy, forest kind of earthy vibe in the nose, which is just so cool. Go for a sip. Cool. What is that? What is that first shot? A little bit of like sweet caramel notes, quickly giving way to like a grassy green tea kind of flavor that lingers. And then fruit, and then all are getting weird sort of stone fruit, like cherries, but like berry cherries at the very end there. There's a weird note, that's what I'm getting. As you can hear, my throat is a little dry. That's some strong CBD oil.
That's gotta make it in.
What does?
That entire moment. I mean, that's classic dry mouth, and then you spill a lot all over yourself.
No, my throat's getting just a little dry because I've been drinking and talking all day. I don't think that you would get dry mouth from CBD oil, but maybe. So, what can I say elsewise about it? Man, I gave you some solid tasting notes. That's what it is. This does taste like a virgin sylvan forest. You thought, you dirty minds. Why would I know that? Anyway. And honestly, I really like this drink. I gotta say, a lot of times, you know, when you set out to create a real life version of a fictional beverage, sometimes you come up with something that's true to the fiction that isn't a great drink. I actually think this is a great drink on its own. It's very simple. You know, there's 3 ingredients and a garnish. So it's easy to make. Chiaro is not, you know, it's not ubiquitous, but it's not impossible to find. Jameson is, of course, everywhere. And the CBD is, you know, you have to find what you can. I did go with FX CBD, which is a full spectrum, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan product made in the USA in Los Angeles, California. Hashtag Feel the Difference TM. Why did I use this? Because when I went to buy some CBD oil at the hippie shop down the street, this is what they sold. It was great. I could have gotten this and also some adaptogenic chocolates and some seaweed-based pancake batter, the Sneaky Fox pancake batter. They're telling me that, oh, your kid's going to love these waffles made with this. She did not, because it tasted like the bottom of the ocean. But I do love them over there. It's a great shop, actually. It's a really cool little store. Juice. Although, talking about linguistics, okay, so you guys understand that a umlaut is not a long, right? There's 2 different things, 2 dots versus the dash. This is a different thing. So the name of the shop is Juice, J-U-S, the U. It's got little 2 dots over it, right? as my Swedish uncle would say, the pictures, because they don't actually have umlauts. He just calls it, here's 2 pictures over there. But anyway, that doesn't say juice, really. I know they want it to, because otherwise, what else they try to? It would say right? It would say jus, jues, something like that, something close to that, zues, because the umlaut, it might say jess, it might actually just say jess. It's difficult for me to go in there and not tell them how wrong they are. That's all. Oh my God, the only place in the area they can get shakshuka on a Sunday. It's so good. All right, back to this. Shakshuka. Oh my God. Right law and leave you this week with a reading from The Hobbit. Ahem. Check expecting coffee. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, means comfort. It had a perfectly round door like a porthole, painted green, shiny yellow brass knob in the exact middle. The door opened onto a tube-shaped hall like a tunnel, a very comfortable tunnel without smoke, with paneled walls and floors tiled and carpeted, provided with polished chairs and lots of pegs for hats and coats. The hobbit was fond of visitors. The tunnel wound on, going fairly but not quite straight into the side of the hill, as the people for many miles round called it, and many little round doors opened out of it, first on one side and then on the other. No going upstairs for the hobbit. Bedrooms, bathrooms, cellars, pantries, lots of these. Wardrobes, he had whole rooms devoted to clothes, kitchens, dining rooms, all were on the same floor, and indeed the same passage. The best rooms were all on the left-hand side, going in, for these were the only ones that have windows, deep-set round windows looking over his garden and meadows beyond, sloping down to the river. This hobbit was a very well-to-do hobbit. His name was Baggins. The Bagginses had lived in the neighborhood of the hill for time out of mind, and people considered them very respectable, not only because most of them were rich, but also because they never had any adventures or did anything unexpected. You could tell what a Baggins would say on any question without the bother of asking him. This is the story of how a Baggins had an adventure and found himself doing and saying things altogether unexpected. He may have lost the neighbor's respect, but he gained, well, you will see whether he gained anything in the end. Smoke weed every day.
Yes. Maybe one front on my precious also, just you pop up from the front of the bar.
How do I say that? How do I say
That sounds like it's gonna be Italian. Still a creepy Italian.
You would know.
I know, that's what I'm saying, man. They sound like me.
That's so bad.
Don't seize her out. Just pop your head up like slowly. You're overacting.
Well, I thought, what I might do is just put my ring on and just disappear.
Oh, that's actually, yeah, there you go. That's way better.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway, that's been How to Drink, the show about making cocktails and how to drink them. This is, let's do that one more time.
Oh, wait, no, you haven't done Patreon and all that stuff.
We're gonna.
Okay, here.
Just gotta get a good spin going here. Anyway, that's How to Drink, the show about making cocktails and how to drink them. I'm on Twitter at How to Drink, on Instagram at How to Drink. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/howtodrink. And if you like the show and want more things like the show, you could pop on over there and check it out. And until then, I will see you guys. I want to get a better spin going so we can do the whole thing while it's spinning. Let's try
But
one
if you
more.
let it land, you could also do like a really funny like sound effect in the
You
Yeah.
let it.
Do you know they made a ring that was like the size of your body for that shot?
Really?
They made like a 300-pound version of the ring.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And unnecessary.
It wasn't unnecessary. It was how they. What do you mean? It worked. It's how they got.
Yeah, but I mean, they could
Like, what do you mean it's necessary? They shot it without a 300-pound ring, and they're like, that's kind of weak.
No, but
Let's
like,
get a bigger ring.
if they shot this heavy ring just to get the sound of it, of a heavy
Not to
ring
get the
falling.
sound, to get the way it landed. What do you? They didn't record. That's not how.
I guess I thought it was unnecessary. I thought they made the big ring for the sound.
Do you think they go in there and they're like, all right, well, shit, man, there's a big explosion in this scene. Did they get sound? No, we gotta do it in sound design. We're gonna have to buy so many bombs.
Listen, I've had way more CBD than you today, alright?
They have to literally blow up a city to shoot this. Oh my god. Oh, why didn't they just make the sound with the effects? I don't know. God damn it. Call the mayor of New York. Tell him we gotta do it. It's a great movie.
Have you ever heard somebody get punched?
Yeah, well, so they used to use, the Foley for that was a bundle of celery being whacked with a stick back in the day. That's the old punch sound. That's like when the old Kung Fu movies. But more recently, they've been just buying big slabs of meat boxers to go into a sound booth and punch them. It gets a much more realistic sound, but it's a much more visceral. It's a different, the science and psychology of sound design is like fucking awesome. I love it. I wanted to be a sound designer. And I actually am the reason that SVA started offering a sound design major, and then they were pissed off at me when I didn't jump ship and jump into that major, because I told them this is a stupid major, the way you formatted it, nobody can do this. And then I looked into working in sound design after school, in it, you just work for free forever, and hope that somebody that you worked for free for made it rich and wants to pay you to do what you used to do for free for them. There's no money in it anywhere at all for anyone, it's crazy.
If you're gonna, when you put the ring on it, you want to do it like the movie. He does his pointer finger, by the way.
He does his pointer?
In the one, when he's like in the one scene when he's,
Yeah,
I'll
Bilbo
double check it.
disappears.
When it's a Bilbo behind his back.
Goes in the air, that one.
Yeah, when he's.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It literally does not. This isn't hung up on. I'm sorry. Okay, let's try one more
Doing it
time.
for the fans, man.
Actually, this guy might actually spin me with it. Let's try one. So that's how to drink, making cocktails and how to drink them. I'm on Twitter at how to drink. I'm on Instagram at how to drink. Patreon at patreon.com/how to drink. And if you like the show and want more things, behind the scenes, weird stuff, it's over there. There's a new episode every week on how to drink. I will see you in another episode of How to Drink on How to Drink. I'm gone now. You can't see me. I'm invisible. Back. I'm back. Gone. I'm back. Oh, shit. There's your plate. Alright, cut.
That's the play.
Nice, well done. That's hilarious.
Alright. Hop on over.
Try the drink though. I think I'm not joking. It's good.
Here, and if you wanna look at some of this while we reset, it's not a lot, but
It is good, right?
it's someone interacting with you. Whew. That. Our one version of the class. Oh, it's up there.
Yes, Angel Locksmith. Correct. The wedding ring. The one ring to rule them all.
Oh, that's pretty
Right? I was messing around with it. It was like my first formulation. I was like, shit, I'm done. This is perfect.
It's good.
Yeah. It's like,
It's earthy for sure.
it's exactly what I wanted it to taste like.
Right.
It might not be something that everybody loves, but I actually think it's great. Hand up stuff.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
That's interesting, Sean. I didn't know that he never. I may have to edit that out of the episode or something. Alright. Ooh, CBD bath bombs. Hey. Woo! Other people in here? Where do I get to like the health of this thing? I'm curious to know how many people are watching.
Yeah, it's like really funny.
Oh, Yeah. On the left side. We have 2 people watching. That's great.
Oh, where does it say that?
I think 2 concurrent viewers.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's all right.
Do this, guys.
I mean, we're not like giving you guys much, to be honest. We're just kind of here and you can take it. It's like a window into the set. You can take a look and see what's up if you want. Yeah, it was a surprisingly good drink, right?
That's busy.
I was so pleased with that. I felt like I talked for a million years, but the sound file was only 35 minutes. So.
It wasn't, well, you talked a little bit and then you cut.
So Bernard, that lens, I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a lot of empty until you hit the glass. Is that just like to prevent flares? Or?
I think telescope's in there and the
Okay.
focus. So, but it wants to keep it so it's consistent for like, you know, your accessories, your matte boxes and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So you're not like a still photo lens where it's popping out.
Right. No, I was just wondering, like, how much of that amazing looking barrel is like glass. But
Yeah. I could try focusing the.
I was just curious. I don't particularly. You don't need to. I just thought. I was wondering when I was looking
Yeah.
from the side. I was like, man, there's like
Yeah.
a billion different pieces of glass in there, maybe working with periscopes and stuff going on. I don't know. But it's like I'm looking at it now. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just mostly empty space.
Yeah. Just forward.
It's just a hand. Well, I don't know. There's probably 15 or 20 pieces of glass in there, right?
I'm not really sure actually. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
But might not be that many because it's a prime. But I'm not sure because it's a macro there also. So.
So I'm always like surprised when I don't know, like this one is the sonar, if I'm not mistaken. Right? No, this is the Tessar
Uh-huh.
lens, and it's got like, I think it's like, honestly, it's a prime 85, and it's like 15 pieces of glass.
Oh, wow.
Which is just like, and if you look at like a diagram of what it makes, how it works, that's not even like a good one.
Right.
You know, like the good one is the sonar.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's just like, it's fascinating to me, like how many different like collimators and
Yeah,
collimators and then,
Yeah.
you know, like prisms and shit.
And I thought they're already like maintained too. That's why I don't really have any. I used to, but
You don't own lenses at all.
I say stubborn now. I don't want the responsibility. Plus everything's like every job is different. Every job wants a different piece of
Yeah.
glass. It's not really like, you know. There's some stuff that's a little more like applicable, but it's usually kind of boring.
There's nothing that you can just own and be like, okay, well, I've got that.
Yeah. Maybe if you're like on like a long-term TV show or something, maybe it'd make more sense. You know, if you're working like 9 months or something out of the year with the same
God,
camera
if you're on
package.
a long-term TV show, they better own that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I know my buddy used to be a big camera assistant, then he quit to go brew beer in Colorado. But he was on one of the Law and Orders. They bought the Steadicam operators his Steadicam, and then he rented it back to the show. So he made like double my. I don't know what producer approved that.
Wait.
They bought him his rig,
Oh wow.
and then like
And then he just like invoiced them for the rental.
yeah, on top of that, yeah, like after yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know who the op was?
I don't remember
It
his name.
wasn't. It's not Yoshi, is it?
Oh no. This is an older guy, I think.
Okay. There's a guy I went to college with.
Yeah. Good guy.
And then Kyle. What's Kyle's last name? He's over there right now.
Oh, is that Fasanella?
Yes.
I know him. Not different Kyle, but yeah, I know Fasanella also.
3, 2, 1. I know him. I don't know if I think I went to college with him as well. But like weirdly, so my childhood friend Brad.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like grew up in grade school together. He's an engineer and he shoots weddings weekends.
Okay.
Because his dad did. But like he hires Kyle to be a Steadicam op for
Oh, that's cool.
on like a pretty regular basis. Like this was be some fucking high budget
yeah,
weddings.
high budget, yeah, some-
Like
some
whoa.
serious-
They still use spring Steadicam Steadicams, or is gimbals kind of killing that thing?
I don't really. Gimbals is not a tool, but I mean, for 9 out of 10 things, I still prefer Steadicam. Gimbals are either really hard to put like longer lenses on. Like the Ronin 2 is like, I mean, we used the Ronin 2 in that movie we did, and it's like, I mean, unless you're like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, that shit's just too fucking heavy to really work with, like the big enough ones.
Huh.
Almost like more like a poor man's, like motorized or like remote head. Like they're like, oh, he's pulled off the fucking crane. You can carry it. It's like theory.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. I also imagine too that there's something nice about the fact that like Steadicam doesn't need batteries.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah, like for like operate like I'd say it's like and it can.
As the operator's
Yeah.
stretched and ready, it's ready to go.
Yeah. What do you think? Up?
Yeah, usually the
Yeah, pour. Yeah.
is the more exciting part.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Alright.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sorry. Can we get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ. Well, I don't think I need that anymore.
No, we don't see it. No, it's okay.
It was like way before I'd read Lord of the Rings. There was a huge poster of one of those. I actually couldn't tell I never read Lord of the Rings. I read The Hobbit. But
Yeah,
giant
same
poster.
here.
That giant poster was in my like middle school art classroom, and some cool shit.
Yeah.
I was just like into that poster.
Hold on.
Let's see what this is gonna. I think this is the way to do it. Yeah. I guarantee some like hardcore CBD folk, some weed herbs are gonna be
Do some shit.
telling me like, oh, that's like the wrong brand, man. That's not the good shit. What else fun? That like pop around. Yeah, it's cool. No, I'm saying like in here. What's
Oh, yeah?
happening? Like
Yeah.
when I squeeze this, we get focus on the wand. Thank you. Let's do it one more time. Okay. Alright, we're good.
Stand by. Yep. Oh, hold on. Hit that again. Let's hold still. Good.
Wanna go down to the surface?
Yep.
I would actually say I'll work to the front. So if you focus at the glass, I think we'll be good.
Okay.
Do you want a finger or something?
We
I
got
think
it.
you're sharp, but I'm just wondering if you
I
want.
think we got it. That's the front right there.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Cool.
Crack some ice in there. Hey guys, we're working silently in here. You can include me in this conversation.
We're just talking for the ride
Oh, the riot juice.
possible. And what's the purpose?
We have to lean on the fact that I have often been told I look like Fat Mac.
I think the idea of that cold open is really funny. If you like pouring the quote grain alcohol into like the riot juice and then chugging it and then it cuts to this always something that's
Which episode is Riot Juice?
What?
Which episode is Riot Juice from?
It's the one when the Phillies are in the.
The playoffs or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that you still just use the riot juice as a cold open and then you just when you cut to the episode you just say it's literally just grain alcohol, Gatorade, and then you go like what days of your plan and you just go into doing the fight whatever it's called.
Okay. And stand by. Hold on. Alright.
Oh my god, I'm sorry guys.
Alright.
What are your thoughts, Brad?
On. I think it's cool. He's got to do it in a way that I'm not endorsing, like chugging grain alcohol.
Well, I think it's just like a joke. The honor cut and then just sitting in front of the episode, you just say, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. You just say that since I'm not endorsing chugging grain alcohol.
Can someone paint "Go Phillies" on my man boobs?
Yeah.
That is funny.
You will get your shirt off.
I don't think anybody wants to see that. I know that there's some people out there that think they want to see that, but I don't want to prove to them how wrong they are.
I think a lot of people would love to see that. I just don't,
Cutting.
I don't know if it's you. That's up to you.
My golden god.
Oh my god.
A 5-star man!
If you want to do that, I think you should do it.
Why is where's my julep strainer?
That's the big one that goes into the drink.
Mesh.
It's not mashed, no. It's still like,
It's like a spoon with holes.
yeah, it's basically a spoon with holes. Big spoon with holes.
Yeah, I thought about smoking this cocktail as well, because I was like, there's an argument to be made that smoke, like a smoked version of this would be good.
Uh-huh.
But like, I don't think Trigger would like that.
Right, right.
Like, he doesn't like fire.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then he makes so then he needs. Then what
Thank
is
you.
the drink you're going to make?
Fight milk.
Which is what?
It's a vodka eggnog.
You need half a dozen eggs, vodka, nutmeg.
I mean, I just need 1 egg for the drink, but you know, bring a dozen down.
What else do you need?
Stand by, guys. I'm pouring this. That's fucking cool, isn't it? So the oil from the CBD oil is just sort of like suspended as little droplets in there. And they all catch the light. That's what I was talking about before. So like they all kind of look like stars or something. Like they catch the light. I don't know. I think
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Here, I'll take it.
There's a couple passes on. You gotta do the okay, I'm gonna do the Rosemary, right?
Oh, right on. Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna put this here.
The knife again.
Grab my knife.
Where are you at? Here, sorry. There we go. Okay.
And you ready?
One more time then.
3, 2, 1, let's get.
Nice, okay.
That's it. You're
Just
up.
one little tiny driplet on the front. So where do I get that? I mean, George, like wipe that off or just turn it?
I
Yeah.
think we try to wipe it off.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be worse. Yeah, copy you. Do a couple here, then I'll go wider for some hero shots.
I should do some lifts.
I'll come loose, okay.
Great. One of the nice things about this shoot is I managed to successfully not nervously pick at my thumbs for the interceding weeks.
All right.
So my hands don't look like a total disaster. I can actually freely use them. God, look at his hands, they're beautiful.
I was gonna say, nice cuticles.
Well, thank you. I was kind of making a It's Always Sunny reference there. but
Yeah.
I do have this weird subconscious, like nervous, I don't know, OCD tick, I guess, where I pick at my thumbs. It's bad.
All right.
Not good.
A little wide.
If anybody feels like they're a little inflamed, this is the cocktail for you. The anti-inflammation cocktail. I do kind of wish I had like a long pipe to be smoking here.
Very, very funny. All right.
It's the wrong rain. Holy Girl seems a little out of place for this one.
Yeah.
What FPS?
120.
Alright. So this will be, what, 5K?
This is 4 right now.
you write on your chest with?
Lipstick.
You were going to a sporting event.
Paint, probably.
Lipstick. You'd get body paint, but if you don't have body paint, you can do lipstick.
Body paint.
You hand me another.
I mean, I've read latex paint, like for painting a house.
Yes, is it permanent?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Some Sharpie.
Okay, cool.
Problem is that unlike Dennis, I am not perfectly smooth at all.
All right, got that one.
Guys, that's a cut on this one. Let's move on. If everybody's okay with that.
Come on.
You're sure?
Yep.
Shall I make you
I'm
drinks?
good.
Crew drinks?
I'll go for a crew drink.
What are we doing crew drink wise?
Why not?
No, but.
Matt, what's your deal? What is your deal? What is you about?
Kind of an old-fashioned guy.
You're a pleasure?
Yeah.
Something, you want me to move something whiskey-ish with all the whiskey-ish stuff we've been doing today? No, this is the next card.
Well, that we're saying, you filled the, it's just for gags, and you fill it up with things. Yeah, that's not water.
Good.
Oh, I see. Where did the big bottle, so, okay, just so you know, this Everclear water.
There you go.
There is real Everclear somewhere.
It's dumped out into the vendor box. Don't go that way, it's gonna go back in afterwards.
Valuable Everclear.
Well, I thought, actually, originally we were gonna do that, so we might make a drink with it, but
Almost the same.
we needed it to be all the way full, and I'm not sure. Okay, so we'll park this here then.
Enter name, age, under. I just had like things falling on my hands.
Okay, so you're prepared for this next one, you know what you're doing.
I have a great idea. At the moment, what I'm doing is I'm making some crew drinks for the guys who've been busting their ass.
Oh, I see, that's what these are.
I feel like there should be some kind of fringe benefits.
There we go.
Seeing me half topless isn't gonna be it. If anything, they need something to steal their nerve.
I don't know.
I'm into that. I think it's a fucking great drink.
It sits on your lip, the CBD oil sits on your
Yeah.
lips.
Yeah, it does, which is nice because I have chapped lips.
It is kinda nice.
Okay. For Mac, the master of focus. Oh, my jigger is gone. Uh-oh. It's gonna make it hard to make anything. And, did you get any of that last word we made yesterday?
Made the last what?
The last word I made?
The last word.
I made a last word of Lagavulin yesterday.
Oh, no, the one that George had.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any of that.
So I'm gonna make that with the Connemara.
Sweet.
Same idea.
Cool.
Is that cool?
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I'm excited for it, yeah. Need my pants again.
Not normal day.
So which variation are you gonna go with?
The what?
With that.
What do you like? How do you like yours?
See, I don't have enough of a preference. I guess I haven't tried too many.
Do you like?
I don't want it super fruity like that mid-century stuff.
Oh, well, nobody wants it. Alright, we'll just make you How about this? I'll just make it the way I like it.
Sure.
And
Day one, we have.
I go with no inflection.
Here, let's look at the, so if you were trying to prevent, I would imagine.
Just gotta put myself right there between the legs of the bird.
Between the legs of the bird. You got it. Can we increase the light?
Yeah. Yeah, technically it's still alive. Wrong oranges. I need another orange.
Oh, I missed something. What's off?
I had to see you down there. I saw flickering lights and I was like, oh no! Calm down! What's going on? What the fuck?
So I think I missed the beginning of your spill. Last word, is that like a specific cocktail or is that like a variation on something?
The last word is a specific cocktail. I don't know when it was invented off the top of my head, but it's sort of a bartender's favorite.
Okay.
And it's become kind of a thing that much like comedians tell the joke, the Aristocats,
Right.
that every bartender has their own version of this drink.
Gotcha.
And so there's a billion variations and a million ways you can make it. Yes. It is equal parts. That's you, Mac.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And you know, speak up if there's something else you want during overshooting. I know that I didn't really open the floor to that before.
Equal parts, some sort of whiskey, sort of green pictures.
Not whiskey. It's actually, the last word is gin, lime, chartreuse, maraschino. But what people found out was that like fucking almost anything works, and you can make it with whiskey, you can make it with rye. There's a drink. It's the most popular variant is a drink called Final Ward, which is made with rye.
Okay.
So, and then we just need an equal measure. And is that to your liking, Matt?
That's nice.
What is this?
It's a liqueur made from the stems, leaves, pits, and a little bit of the flesh of these cherries, the Marascan cherry from Italy. But actually, like part of Italy, it's almost part of Croatia.
Okay.
It goes both ways. It's been around for a long time, and it's a popular. If you look at like old recipes for cocktails that go way back, it shows up in all this stuff from the middle of the 1800s, and it's really like I get so many commentaries like, "Oh, what can I replace that with?" Nothing. It's a unique thing.
Right,
you know,
right.
the closest thing to it is going to be amaretto, but that's not even 100% right.
I know you said last time for the shaking you did the one cracked and the one full.
Right.
For stirring, are you always cracking it?
I'm cracking them all, yeah. There's no, the reason you do one full is because that extra weight helps us, like, really hit, what's the word I'm looking for, like aeration and just sort of like,
Yeah, you're like
it beats shit up. When you're stirring, you want more surface area. When you don't want to stir with shaved ice.
Right, but if you leave the ice uncracked, it's just two, and if you're stirring, it's just
You just
two.
gotta stir longer,
Is
a
it
really
long?
long time
Okay.
to get the same dilution.
And usually sort of stops making the like the louder places when it's usually good.
Yeah, that's my reference. It's like, I know I've rounded the edges. If it's hard for me to keep my spoon against the edge of the glass, I know I've made enough. Everything's moved around there enough that. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Please. I hope that one's alright. Is that alright?
So good.
Okay.
I like that with the Connemara.
Yeah, if I may, because I haven't tried it.
I like that. I like
lemon. Would work with lime, but I didn't want lemon. Usually the whiskey ones go with lemon. The clear spirit ones go with lime.
That's really delicious. And that's like so outside of like, I would never even, no, I feel like I would go, I would normally grab it, and this is very good, different.
So I like, yeah, so,
Oh yeah.
that's exactly what you should be doing here. Just gets a little bit.
Last word.
Well, we're gonna actually call it an end game because it's gonna.
I like it.
But this is the one you did yesterday, or one?
I made one like that yesterday with Lagavulin 16, and I'll make it again for the show with Lagavulin 16. But Lagavulin and Connemara are similar in a lot of ways. So I knew you're like, it's not me.
What you said Lagavulin is in there?
No, this one's Connemara, but I will make it with Lagavulin. For the purpose of a cocktail, those two are probably interchangeable, but I know this guy's a Connemara freak, so.
I started getting like, I used to really enjoy it, and then like, I went like full Scotch for a while, and then I went to an Irish bar the other day, and I had it a few weeks ago, I was like, oh man, this is
Yeah!
how good this was.
It is a good one. I like that a lot. And so it's equal parts of spirit, and then citrus juice, and then maraschino and chartreuse. Chartreuse is a pretty divisive flavor. So it's actually a drink called an industry sour, where the base spirit in that is Fernet Branca. It's chartreuse, Fernet Branca, and I think lime, maraschino. And it's like basically the 4 secret ingredients of all of the New York bartenders' kind of arsenals: Fernet Branca, maraschino, and chartreuse. And it's also kind of like a divisive flavor that only like booze hounds who work in bars tend to like. So it's called an industry sour. We haven't done that on the show. It's one I would like to get to. I almost feel like we could do a whole episode of last word variations. That'd be cool. Yeah. All right. You guys unfortunately don't have like places to put your glass.
We'll find a spot. There's so much more space this time.
Is there
versus last time?
noticeably better?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
I was really. The 2 big things was I got rid of this cabinet over here, and then we got rid of that heap of garbage that would have been where you're standing now. Although there's still
All that plywood and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of it is like right here actually. The one piece that's there is the panel for my Murphy bed that I built, and that's actually going to get installed over here to turn this into a guest room.
Oh, that's cool.
I feel like, I don't know, I'm hoping people feel like visiting me out here over the summer.
Yeah.
It's a nice place to
For
be
sure.
right on the beach.
All right, what are we doing now?
This 5.
Is this gonna be?
Depends on whether or not I want to take inspiration from vodka eggnog.
Pola's in you.
Or vodka eggnog and make it.
What's up?
Polarizers in you.
Yes.
It was carbonate vodka eggnog.
That's good. That's 2 seconds.
Yeah.
In there.
Double check myself.
Yeah, I think we need to, yeah.
It's like, it was, like milk. It's like one of my favorite
What do you think, kids? Get through 10 tonight? 5 for tomorrow?
Other than me, wow.
I thought I heard Nerd say they want to do 15 over the course of or 10. Or maybe the whole weekend.
I thought it was 6 whole weekend, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Whatever, so you
It was probably the whole weekend. You guys did 2 yesterday.
one or something.
Only 2 that counted, right?
Maybe it was 7 now.
We're gonna do 9 today. So at least 4 for tomorrow. 5 for tomorrow. That's not bad. We should get out of here before dinner then. That's good. Before that, ideally.
Well, that shouldn't be as bad.
No. I mean, it seems like the order was a lot less this time. C-stand, common
They
sense.
should, they told me that they always order because they don't have any extra stuff.
Right.
So that's my views of like, oh, we can save all that money. I'm like, yes. You don't need all this shit. This is like the wrong unit. I just can't quite figure out what would do. This is space in there. I thought brand new like mats would be good, but no one's gonna be honestly,
Affects you.
it wants to come from here, but it's too low. I feel like he naturally leans, like naturally talking, it's very flat.
Right.
But there's no fucking way with that, it'd be all over the back wall. So maybe coming here, that'd be really flat in front when he's talking to camera. I feel like
Right.
naturally it'd be better over here.
Oh, right, I forgot we still have to do that.
So you got any other more like features or anything in the works?
Not right now. Trying to get there. I'm sort of building some stuff up with, hopefully with Matt, going and stuff, but,
Matt,
Eric. Yep.
how do you say your last name?
Warholic.
Warholic?
Yes.
Warholic.
I'm good at not going. There's some shit my wife's on, there's no real money yet, so we're gonna figure that out, but,
But you're trying to like slowly move towards that, doing more stuff like that, right?
yeah, I mean, I've been moving more and more producing, I mean, in general, but like, I don't mind, I mean, I like shooting, I guess, but I feel like I would've, I don't know. Tough call. What were you, like, main areas you wanna go into, or for?
Not necessarily. Just want to keep doing more. Like last year was like me moving into the AC world, so me like this year I really want to like step into like put
Did you want it in
Yeah.
full time.
I'll do that right now. Yes, I do.
Like yesterday I was like meeting operator, so that was fun.
These are done.
Yeah.
And more stuff like that. Just like a logical next step.
This is done.
Just get better.
So I'm not done this though.
I have somewhere. Well, those little glass.
That feature was fun though. I
That's
mean,
what I put it in.
Got
all
little ones,
considering
right?
the
the night shifts and
No,
the
the night
round
shifts
body.
are a lot.
that was brutal.
And then I
I
need
like the studio days were
something to
maybe
put some eggs
it just
in.
showed how easier it was working during the day. Like,
Yep.
and in the
Something
studio,
displaysy.
not in the woods.
Typically,
I have to watch the first reel.
Oh yeah, is there a rough cut?
There's a real one, no, I mean, not really rough cut, it's like just a 7 steps in the process, but like,
okay.
real one scripts, the first 20 minutes should just be in order.
Okay, cool. Do you think Charlie's gonna get any distribution for that thing?
Maybe like a DOD kind of thing, like, I don't know, it's gonna, they have to package it with something else, like,
Oh,
like,
okay.
to sell something else, like, oh, yeah, by the way, like, pack this and,
That'd be easier.
yeah.
white milk. Soars high as a crow.
You were mixed on Sunny. What's your thoughts on it?
I think it's very, very funny a lot of the time. I just, like somebody else was saying, I agree, like sometimes it's like hard for me to watch all that screaming and arguing. What?
I don't lose my mind. I was just in there watching the 24 minutes left for the car to dump, and then like after 5 minutes, I'm like, why am I watching this?
Make sure it goes.
Yeah, you're calling it, yeah. Eggs.
That looks fine. We have eggs now.
You sure you don't want to put on a blue tea?
I'm playing catch up after this weekend.
I don't know, same. But that's why we get back soon enough tomorrow, we go to the gym. Dude, I've eaten like 30 Mentos.
What's my
God.
I ate a lot. I got probably 20.
So I'm trying to, cause I'm just like you, like I'm trying to watch what I eat and be healthy.
It's tough.
And I'm doing it.
Especially on set, you require a lot of discipline.
Yeah,
It's tough.
I can do it. I'm very good at doing it anywhere but set.
Yeah.
And so just eating more like healthier foods, just stay full. Just
Try this.
what is this?
Old fashioned.
Oh yeah. me give it a second though. Sure, it's meant just in my mouth. One, let the feel flavors. How are we doing? I told Greg to put a blue shirt on.
Bernie, you try this is like Greg's take on the old fashioned.
That's good.
Yeah, it's simple enough.
Get more pictures.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's George been up to? He was on yesterday, right?
Yeah. He I don't know, he like hurt his back. So I think he was
Him
like,
too? Oh my
really
god.
bad. So I think he was saying he had to maybe take a lot of CBD oil. I guess until he came up or something. Like he had to be like, yesterday his first drink of the year, he said, because I was scared about this, but then it was, yeah, I don't know. Poor George. Poor George.
I mean, it probably does. I mean, it's more like treatment and stuff. Doesn't like heal anything, but like.
What does it say on that? I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
Kind of hoping for another teacher like this year.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun, honestly. Like we had like a good crew. Just like wish it wasn't at night.
Camera crew, I wish I'd had a little more better G&E.
Well, it was just like it was like a turnstile.
Well, it's like fucking Lucas. Like, yeah, I can do most of it. Oh, I can do like 4 days.
Yeah.
Like, that's not really doing any of it.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't like give a shit because like he still hooked me up so much on it, but I really do feel like I mean, I have some shitty BLG gear. Like, and it was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And it was like, I did the fucking, they did break the fucking M18, but besides that, I was like, I feel like all the other LME is like just shit that was like,
I can't stop it.
being held together by like duct tape.
Oh yeah.
No, those are
Nice.
fucking delicious.
I'm totally that guy. Like, if I'm gonna do drugs, someone's gonna go down with me. That end wash was so good. You like it? Or not your cup of tea?
I liked it. I just never put that CBD oil.
Ah,
I never
yeah.
had any marijuana product before, and now I feel like I broke the law. Got it on.
When I was gonna take a cold shower tonight.
To the bathroom to the steam room.
Just want it all out.
Like, only the smoothie plates even have it now, I feel like. And all the smoothies.
Well, CBD doesn't have any psychoactive in it.
Yeah,
You're not gonna feel anything.
it's completely like legal in any state.
I should think
There
there's
were-
30 of them.
People that my theory is that people that take CBD and they feel like the calm or anything,
Psychosomatic.
that's either psychosomatic or it's very, 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 very low traces of THC. Because if there's no psychoactive ingredient in it,
Yeah.
you wouldn't feel anything.
Right.
That's the whole thing. So,
Right.
so if you're saying you're feeling something, either you're getting high.
Yeah, it's self-fulfilling
I feel like
Yeah.
probably, marijuana probably good for me. I really don't like the smell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very high stress all the time, so maybe very good for me. I just want to be drinking a bottle of gin every night after.
I love it, but I will say, like, people will say, like, oh, it's not like. It definitely makes you like lazier.
Yeah.
It definitely makes you like. My roommates used to never smoke weed, and I got them to start smoking weed, and they were so clean and cleaned up after themselves, and now they just like are always leaving like sinks and shit, and like the dishes and shit all over the sinks. Like they never clean up after themselves, so they're just high all the time.
Well, fuck it. I hate to survive like that.
Yeah.
That's over the top.
This is something else from Sunny?
So there's two drinks in It's Always Sunny that are popular. There's Riot Juice, which is literally just Gatorade and grain alcohol. Basically like Jungle Juice, but just Gatorade and grain alcohol. I know, I can't really do anything with that. I can't like make an improved version of that.
It's great alcohol, it's just
It's like way alcohol. It's like
gin.
150, 160 to 180 proof, like most.
Oh my god.
If you can't drink it straight, you'll go blind, basically. The other thing is it's called fight milk, which is like they just like
Episode is this from? I don't remember this episode.
Google, YouTube, fight milk right now.
Fight milk?
Is it like a later episode?
I think so. I've seen all of this, but I just said it.
It's very successful. I'm just worried that when he puts his shirt on, it might smear.
Little guy.
He's doing that now.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Guess what? We've got a great idea for you. Stand up. 2, 1, fight
I remember this now, like the body, they pretty underrated guys.
Baseball can drink 4 bodyguards. My bodyguard! Drink it every morning so I can fight like the crowd. It's all about the product, Fight room! My bodyguard! Stand sharp. Watch his profit soar high as a crow. Watch your profit soar high as a crow. Profits go. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, who wants to invest?
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's pretty awesome. I remember that episode now.
Yeah, so he's wearing a blue shirt, he rolled his sleeves, a gray shirt, he rolled his sleeves up. He actually. And the fight shoes, have you seen the fight shoes? I mean the riot shoes, you know what that one is?
I gotta roll actually still look that one up too. Riot juice.
Yeah, pull that one up.
Hi, I'm Charlie Day, and I'm going to be doing Wired Complete. What is it? What am I doing? The Wired Autocomplete interview. Here it goes. Great question. Is Charlie Day a Democrat? This is people's top concern. Honestly, I don't know what I am. Sometimes I'm a Democrat, sometimes I'm not. I don't care. If you're someone who cares about what I care about, don't care, because I don't care. If you want to know how I feel about politics, I'm against it. Is Charlie Day a smoker?
See, it's literally a. So he's going to, we're going to start the episode and he's going to have like that jug of Gatorade. And it's going to have grain alcohol, but it's just actually water as a prop. And he's just going to, it's just going to open, he's just going to be filling it. So he'll fill all the way to the brim, he's going to slam it on the ground, and then he's going to go like this to drink it. And when he goes like this to drink it, it's going to cut to in Philadelphia, like, since Craig does not make riot juice.
Yeah, that's good.
And then it goes, I'm not making riot juice, but I am making fight milk.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sneak preview Patreon.
How much does it cost to be on Patreon? I don't know, like, I don't know how big the show is or whatever.
Oh, I think it's free to. I think it's free to.
No, I meant like, don't you have to like pay to donate or something?
You follow us and you can like, yeah, and there's like different. You know, you can donate whatever you want. Yeah.
Get on the Patreon.
Yeah. That is actually pretty cool.
No. Me too, probably.
Wait, wait, my apron, I need that.
How are you gonna rip it off with the apron on?
You guys should not wear it at all.
This is a costume. They want a costume.
Let me see what it looks like. Weird.
I think it's probably
Let me think of this. I mean, at the very least, I think the sound recording equipment is like attached to it.
I think when you start this,
Hi guys. This is how it.
you say, I'm thinking when you cold open, you say, cold open them, it's always like apple cart, and Greg does not make riot juice. So when I'm not making riot juice, but I am making just make sure that where you're leading into the cold open. Addressing
Right,
the-
of course.
Yeah.
So if I wear this,
I think
it'll tear down. Okay, but I can even go with this. And the really hot part is that this is gonna just eventually cover my noose. No, look at that, I find it
Get under your straps and grip, that would probably be ideal. I think then you'll have the freedom to rip, you'll get stuck by your straps if you don't.
well, just tear this $7. Brand new aprons coming, by the way. I got a company, a real fancy apron company, it's like, won't send you an apron. Here's a infinite amount of money, customized apron, however you want on the website, it's free. So I want to do that.
All right, so then you might as well rip over it.
Keeper of secrets.
Where's my new apron?
You have no idea what you're taking on you.
So I don't, the problem is that I don't think that this mic placement is going to be any good as this. I don't think
Put it in the pocket, put it on the pocket.
it really needs to be like close, honestly. It was about here, like this is where,
No, so then they're gonna rip off.
well, they will, at any rate. We can move them for that. It's not good placement. I mean, it might be.
Do you think the pocket's gonna make that?
Down here,
Yeah.
there's a huge difference here, this kind of thing. For sure it's-
Yeah, she says they're getting 18 Twitter versus Monday mornings, forecasting to feel like negative. Forget that, like,
We get, the internet still works, work from home days.
my company actually has a limited vacation days, but after 2 weeks of, you have 2 weeks of like, I'm off, leave me alone.
Does that look really weird?
Yes.
Look really weird.
Yeah.
I think,
We'll just try this.
yeah, that looks better. I would put both on one side.
I think if you're worried about the trips.
I need to place the put them so they can actually pick up the sound.
Yeah, just on different kinds of
So they know which way to come and
It looks weird with you're in costume anyway, so.
Foot no!
we're good.
We're ready.
Have you done this card something? And wash. And red. Sounds to me. Eyes for sight. I think that, whatever. Alright, so testing.
We are
one, two,
hearing
three,
from a
four.
Native American elder in the
Okay, we're ready.
I know, yeah, I was trying to think how many you trying to ask.
Oh, gentlemen, I apologize for that delay.
No worries.
This is the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. I hate people who told me this was a good idea.
Just have to slick the hair back.
Is that a thing that he does?
Kind of, yeah.
Looking good, Gregory. Looking real good.
Excuse me, could you bring this up to the fridge for me? I'm sorry. Thank you. Stop me fine milk. I look like, I'm definitely looking like the creep who greets you at the sex dungeon. Hey guys, you bring a lot of lube? You ready to get wild? Here, take this, please.
Do you know the Dayman song? The Nightmare song?
Oh yeah, sure.
I know that's a post to drink.
Master of karate and friendship for everyone.
You gotta go on the cruise.
Days man, master of the sun.
Somewhere, that's about 12, I think.
Fridge
12 and a half there, maybe.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you bring me my headphones real quick?
Cool.
1, 2.
Oh, that's wrong. That would've-
You're still live, just so you know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make sure that this doesn't sound too off
How many people are
axis.
viewing right now?
Nobody's watching this.
There's still a couple people watching,
How can you tell?
because I looked.
Checking. What is this? Does this sound? That's weird. Oh, a lot of noise. Testing.
Should have the headphones on.
Testing. 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 This is how to drink. 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 What is that? Oh wow. Ooh, no, that's not good. Need some paper towels.
Paper towels?
Do you use paper towels? Greg?
I'll have some. Stefano, can you check the last recording and isolate the channels and see if you hear heavy static on one of the audio channels?
Yeah. At wash, audio, wash.
Are you blowing your nose?
Somehow a whole lot of something got into this.
I'll give you a few demos. This is what I did in my initial program.
What is in there?
No, I don't. Maybe it's a headphone.
No, it's not. But it's I fixed it.
You fixed it?
Yeah, more or less. Glad I caught that, but that was crazy sounding. Testing, Testing. This is how to drink. This is how to drink. The show about making cocktails and how to drink them. It really does need to be like here. How does this sound? Testing. A lot of echo. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Can
8.
you just do one in the middle?
Yeah. It'd be great if I could get them both on one clip. But if I was, I would do that on pieces, but it's not so. But how weird does that look? That looks pretty terrible, yeah.
That's not that one isn't bad. One people are used to seeing. It's the two butterflies that looks bad.
Testing. Hello, I'm Greg from How to Drink. Hello, I'm Greg from How to Drink, and that's too much again. Hello. Hello, I'm Greg from How to Drink.
Hello, Greg. How to drink.
Hello. 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 Hello, this is Greg from How to Drink. Show I make cocktails and how to drink them. Does that sound okay? It's a little spacey. It's a little bit, yeah, that's, see, if it's right there, it's so much better. If it's right here, it's very dry, and if it's over here, it's a little spacey. If it's over here, it's a little dry. One.
This is
One,
your no.
one. Yeah, it's gotta be centered. But the best would be is if there's a way to get both onto one clip. But they don't make that so easy to do. But I think I can film it together. Test. Cities.
It's not that bad.
Alright, I know what I'm doing. Put the one in the center. Okay, so which one's in the center? Okay, so this is my normal speaking volume, and this is how to drink the show about making cocktails and how to drink them, and then let's bring up the sideways one. This is how to drink the show about making cocktails and how to drink them! Hello, friends. Hello out there in television land. How are you doing? Okay, I'm ready.
All right, we're shooting.
Oh wait, I lied. Oh yeah, I can do that. So this is testing just this channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, this is how to drink the show about making cocktails and how to drink them. Okay, that's good. And then this one is, it doesn't matter, but it is recorded. Anyway, okay, ready to go. How to drink. Nice. Nicey nice. Take these headphones away, please.
Oh, I got 'em.
Great.
Oh,
Sorry. Okay. Camera rolls.
camera speeding. Speed anymore.
Oh, this doesn't belong in this shot.
Rid of that, bro.
Yeah. Sound speeds. This is how to drink. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Take one. The one thing I gotta say this. The sleeveless thing. It's breathy. You know, it's nice and like a lot of air. I like that. Really gets around you. Feels a lot more airy. Okay, so I'm not gonna do Riot Juice. Is it called Riot Juice or Riot Punch?
Riot juice.
So I thought, okay, so I'm not gonna do Riot Juice. Riot Juice is nothing more than eggnog and a Oh no, right. Riot juice is nothing more than Everclear and Gatorade, or maybe it's Kool-Aid. I don't know. So we're not going to do that today. You can figure that one out on your own. Neat bit of time traveling I did, putting this shirt back on, isn't it? After I destroyed it. It's weird how I did that. Forward, backward. I am the master of reality because I edit this. So, you know. Yeah. So we're not going to make riot juice, okay? But we are going to make fight milk. Made with real crow's eggs. Couldn't get crow's eggs. Buy bodyguards, 4 bodyguards, and fight milk to help you fight like a bodyguard. Fight milk, yeah! Let's talk about it. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is in its 13th season, which is kind of crazy. That ties it for, I think, the longest running sitcom in history with Ozzie and Harriet, although Ozzie and Harriet, having an equal number of seasons, had way more episodes, because back in the 50s or whenever the Ozzie and Harriet was on, they did like 3 episodes a fucking day. It's crazy. Ozzie and Harriet had way more episodes, so okay, whatever. They want to say that, that's fine, they can say that. It's also a different thing, there's 1 camera or 3 camera. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the brainchild of Rob McElhenney and Glenn Howerton and Charlie Day. And Charlie Day, that one actually might make it into this cut. That's foul. It's just like the taste of vomit. Oh man.
Shrimp quesadillas.
Coming in.
What are you coming in with?
I just want to come. I was just waiting to transfer something.
Oh, cool, great. Come on in, babe.
Woo! That's right.
Fight milk! Fight milk! Get out of my periphery! I told you, not my periphery. I have once or twice been compared to Fat Mac, and to that I say,
again,
go
do it
fuck yourself. You know, a little hippie here, a little pear-shaped. I have been compared to Fat Mac. Go ahead and make that comparison now. Stop making that comparison. Thank you. No. What else was I going to say about the show? Can someone help me out with that?
We'll agree to Fat Mac do a karate chop for me.
Karate! Karate! Karate!
You can talk about Frank Reynolds joining the show, Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, so season 1 didn't have Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito joined the show. A lot of people can't imagine the show without Danny DeVito, but I mean, honestly, he does make the show. And true story, my father serves as the main inspiration for all of Danny DeVito's dialogue in that show. He doesn't own a TV, so I know he doesn't watch it, but like the things that come out of his mouth are exactly the same. It's fucking terrifying.
Just talk. What is the show known for? Why is it popular?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia just is kind of a picaresque, if you will, of the worst humans in the universe who coalesce around this bar and their exploits as they horrifically, marishly inflict their social ill and harm upon the world around them. We watch it as we do any reflection darkly to see our own worst. This was, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, this was the episode that we were supposed to get Werner Herzog. These are his lines. I don't have him to do them for you. And so we watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia as we would watch anything through reflection darkly to see ourselves, our worst aspects, played out before us on the screen so that we can see them and see that. Obviously nobody buys Fight Milk. I think that's also the episode where, why can't I think of his name? I know Glenn Howard plays him, but what's his name? Who's the golden guy? Dennis, thank you. Where Dennis is wearing the skin of another man to get off. I think that's going on in that episode. Is any fans of the show? That's where everybody thinks he's somebody else, and he's just portraying him, and he keeps explaining like all through. They're like, but there seems to be no end game here. There's no end game. He's like, no, it's to get off, and to get off in the best way possible. And like basically at the moment when he is exposed, he ejaculates all over himself in his pants, or so we're led to believe. That won't make the cut. To get off in a big way. The dentist system is a thing from the show. I did think about doing It's Always Sunny as a Valentine's Day episode because the Dennis system is great advice. It's terrible.
Do you remember what the Dennis system stands for?
The Dennis system,
We're looking it up, but if you can.
denigrate, I don't know, devalue, if I'm not mistaken. I think it starts with devalue as a person, emotionally neglect. It's just like be a terrible person. And then I know that the S is separate entirely. And that's when you just ghost the person.
Demonstrate value,
Demonstrate value.
engage physically, nurturing dependence,
Nurture dependence.
neglect emotionally, inspire hope, and separate entirely.
We're not doing the Dennis.
What about the day man? Or is that something post drink?
Oh, Dayman. Oh, yeah. Dayman. Champion of the Sun. Master of Karate and Friendship for Everyone. Correct? No, it's Dayman.
Protector of the Night Man.
Fighter of the night man.
Fighter of the Night
Night
Man.
Man.
Ah. Champion of the sun.
Champion of the Sun. Master of Karate and Friendship for Everyone. Dayman. Fighter of the Night Man. Champion of Karate and Master of the Sun. Whatever. We'll do that. We'll do that in another episode.
Yeah.
I don't have that in me. Oh God, what did I see recently? The Gang Turns Black. That episode. I saw that for the first time. That's crazy. That episode is out of control. You all seen that one? I mean, I'm like not talking to the camera people here. You guys seen that one? The Gang Turns
Yeah.
Black. That's crazy. Old Black Man. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for Old Black Man.
Talking to us or the camera?
Let's talk to you guys.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I've seen Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
Lethal Weapon
that's
6 or Lethal Weapon 5,
Yeah.
where they keep changing who plays Danny Glover. Like in every scene, it's a different blackface.
The Gang Turns Black is a crazy episode. It's like, it's a weird fantasy musical episode.
Did you see the new episode where Matt comes out to his dad and
No,
he does like the really?
I haven't seen any of that stuff.
I'm gonna send you. It's hysterical.
Yeah, he does like some interpretive dance or something, right?
Yeah, but he got a physical trainer and worked out for like 6 months and became like super jacked.
He's
and,
pretty super jacked on a regular basis. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta see. It's so funny though.
Alright, so we've talked about the show. I like the show. What the hell? Let's just stop talking about it. Let's make us some goddamn fight milk! Fight milk! Fight milk! There's gonna be a lot of sound design in this episode. So, to make fight milk's gonna be made in a shaker. I know Charlie makes it in a great big vat, but we're not making that much fight milk. We're just gonna make a single serving fight milk here. You know, I thought about doing the big vat, but I was worried about the implications of what would happen if that enormous batch of fight milk were to get out into the public. What could happen, the riots and fights that could erupt from such a thing. Not exactly something I want to be responsible for, so we're just going to make a single serving of fight milk here. And we're going to start by cracking an egg and dropping that into my shaker. Now, I got to say something here. I got to get this off my chest. One of the comments I get a lot of is, that guy cracks eggs weird. That guy cracks eggs like a damn toddler. Cracks eggs weird. Whatever. If you, and it took me a long time to learn this, if you crack an egg here on the side of this, you will push that into the egg. And that will fracture a lot of little pieces of shell that are likely to wind up in the thing. If you take an egg and smack it, and I did just do it, unfortunately, I did crack this egg, and smack it, egg cracking demonstration. Smack it on a flat surface, you will, most of the time, put a perfect seam right down the side of the egg, like that, okay? And you're gonna leave yourself a nice little dimple there to put your thumbs into, however you want to do it, and you will get the cleanest breaks of your eggs. Mr. Ryan Ivanoff, you taught me that. I don't know why you knew that. That is a weird thing for you to know. You just pulled that out one day, and I was like, holy shit, it's gotta change my fucking life. Alright, I don't have sleeves. Fight milk! I also don't have like impressive muscles or anything, it's just... I used to, not anymore. We're gonna need 2 ounces of vodka. Alright. Bingo, 2 ounces of vodka. Where'd that cap go?
I got it. I'm coming in hot.
Donka donka. Testing, 1, 2, sound, yes, good. And I want to add in an ounce of this Nocino. I'm sorry, I want to add in an ounce of Nocello. This is a walnut liqueur from Italy. Why am I adding this? Well, all I know is that there's vodka, milk, and eggs, crow's eggs, obviously I don't want crow's eggs, eggs in this drink. And so I kind of have carte blanche to make it better in the way I see fit. To be true, Nocello is an unusual Italian liqueur. I can easily see this, in Philadelphia being a dusty bottle at the back of Ronald McDonald's mom's, that's Mac's real name by the way, Ronnie McDonald's mom's liquor cabinet just collecting dust, and maybe it wound up in the fight milk. At the very least, should make this pretty nice. I think it smells good already. Egg, vodka, Nocello. Lovely. We're going to add two ounces of whole milk. You can use a lighter milk. If you can get access to it, some kind of a bird milk would be really ideal. A pigeon milk or a crow milk would be great if you can get it. It's actually true, pigeons do produce a kind of milk. It's pretty fucking gross, actually. You should look that one up. And we're going to dry shake this. Did that right? Vodka, Nocello, milk, egg. Do I want anything else in there? No. That's honestly, that's all it needs. I'll do that in post too. Alright, we're going to dry shake. Really want to make sure I've emulsified that egg, and I feel like I have. Turn that to a small tin to make my life less messy. Big cube. Broken cube. Oh boy. Hell yeah. I love the Warthog episode. It's one of my favorites. I think it's the same episode. I think that is the Fight Milk episode. When, what's his name becomes the Warthog. He's a businessman. Yeah. What's his name? Danny DeVito's character. Frank, yeah, when Frank's the Warthog. I think that's the same episode. Ooh. Filled with all that good protein. Look at those arms, man. That is disgusting. Alright, that's enough of that. Nobody wants any of that. The crew is so unamused. I got off the pour this drink. Ooh. Crow's milk. What's the chuckling?
It just smells gross. It just sounds gross. Just like...
Hey, where's my little grater?
It's upstairs.
The nice one.
It's upstairs on the drying rack. We watched it earlier.
You can stand by.
What, do some flexes or some punches? Karate chops maybe?
Oh
Or
yeah,
what?
for sure.
What is the purpose of this milk again?
Oh no.
Stefano, I'm blaming you, man.
What's the purpose of the milk?
It's they're gonna sell it.
No, but To who and for what?
They're bodybuilders, UFC fighters.
It's
right?
alcoholic bodybuilder milk.
It's alcoholic protein shake made with real crow's eggs.
Yeah, the crow eggs get the protein. Yeah, explain. The
Not
crow-
protein, protein.
I think you explain this to us and to the camera because
You might have, but we'll
All right,
do
so
it
we're-
after you taste, yeah.
Let's garnish this as one always garnishes an eggnog with a, hey man, whoa. Don't want to let anybody down here. Like, don't want to lose that. Nice, nice. Yeah, we're gonna garnish this one as one does with a little eggnog. We're gonna garnish this as one does with a little nutmeg. Something tells me this is gonna do some interesting things in my currently stirred up stomach. Alright, so what is this? What I present to you is Fight Milk. The only alcoholic, crow-based protein shake for bodyguards by bodyguards. Fight Milk! Okay? So, it helps you fight like a crow. I don't know what else there's to say about it. You know, soar high like a crow! Fight Milk! Let's see how it is. I have a feeling it's actually going to be much better than I'm pretending it's going to be. Yeah, that's great eggnog. I love that. It's delicious. It's a little airier, and it's much airier and lighter than you would expect it to be. It's a really, it's a very, there's a lot of air in that. It's very frothy, light fluff of a drink, which is surprising, right? Because there's milk and eggs, you expect it to be heavy. It's not heavy. It might get heavier as I drink it. At the moment, it's pretty light. And it tastes nice. It's a light, creamy, sweet, walnutty beverage. It's not bad. Pretty good. I like it. Could I have done Fight Milk a different way? Could have done Fight Milk a million different ways. This is just the way I decided to go. I love that. I actually really like that quite a bit. I strongly encourage you to give Fight Milk a try. I think it would be better with bourbon. I think they would have a lot more character, but I'm restricted by the confines of the material I'm given. Had to be some kind of clear stuff with a red label. I mean, like the Smirnoff, honestly, in the episode. You see what I'm saying? Smirnoff, we'll see. So, Fight Milk will help you soar high as a crow, fight like a bodybuilder. No, bodyguard. Fight like a bodybuilder. It'll keep people out of your periphery. The implication of it is devastating. Nice. I don't know. I gave you guys tasting notes. What else do you want from me? God damn it. I'm gay, Dad. I'm not. I wish I was. It'd be easier. No?
No.
Probably you're right, yeah.
Want to name drop Patty's Pub? You haven't done that yet.
I should be wearing a Patty's Pub shirt, shouldn't I? Oh well. Buy a Patty's Pub shirt. Hey. Yeah, so what else can we say about the show? The Fight Milk. The show Fight show. Fight Milk. Anybody have anything else they want me to say about the show? Literally just blank stares.
I haven't seen it all. I learned a lot. You made me want to watch it, so.
Oh really? You've never seen an episode?
I've seen maybe one episode.
Oh, it's so
Super
good.
funny.
I mean, you brought up the character. You brought up like the characters they're horrible. They have
Oh god. My favorite episode, it's an older one now, and I love that one. When they have the house party at that other house. I think it's at their mom's house or whatever. They just like try to invite anybody, and they get like the criminals. And the one dude gets into Dean's journal from high school. They got the aluminum monster. Dee had some crazy back brace she had to wear to school. He was just like so upset about it, like, you guys are really mean to her. They call her the aluminum monster. Then he like shot somebody with a crossbow.
Who's your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character on the show? I feel like Charlie, in a lot of ways, is the audience. I know this sounds insane, but in so many ways, Charlie is the straight man on the show because One, he's the most insane character. This was like from a comedic standpoint, that's what it pulls off. It's so weird. It takes the most insane character and uses him as a straight man. Straight man's job is to ask the questions that the audience usually wants to hear asked. And it's almost always Charlie that does that, because at all the most surprising moments, Charlie turns out to be by far the most reasonable and rational of the characters. I'm a Charlie. I'm a Charlie. I also don't feel like Charlie, like, as a character, I feel like I'm laughing at anybody when I laugh at Charlie's character. I don't think he's like a representational of a real human. Like he's just some kind of crazy thing. I'm probably gonna finish this delicious glass of fight milk.
Can you teach me how to throw the perfect punch via fight milk?
Well, now that I'm juiced up on fight milk, why don't we take this opportunity to perfect punch? Your enemies will never see this coming. Just one more swig of fight milk. Hold on. Okay. First thing you want to do is you're gonna, okay, you want to bend your knees, get loose in the hips, get your feet just a little bit outside of your hips, okay? Then you're gonna want to take these guns into the chamber and unleash. That's how you do it, man. That was it. That was the perfect punch. If there had been a real person here, they would have broken in half. Guys, that's How to Drink. That's the show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe. I will see you guys. I'm on Twitter at How to Drink. I'm on Instagram at How to Drink. I have a Patreon that is at patreon.com/howtodrink. And if you want extras and behind the scenes things, they're over there. And if you don't want those things, don't go over there. That's fine. No pressure. You don't want to give you any guilt trip or whatever. But I will fight you. Fight milk. Fight milk. I don't know why it's just so fun to say that. You guys try it. Say it.
You gotta give us 1, 2, 3.
We fight milk. No, actually, my kid will wake up if everybody starts screaming together. I'm loud enough. Don't steal my fucking spotlight. What else would I say? I did the Twitter, the Patreon. And yeah, so How to Drink is back every Friday with a new episode, and sometimes there's other episodes in between. But I will see you next week with another episode, or two. Another episode of How to Drink. See you next week.
And also bring the jug back on the table. I know you haven't technically used it yet,
but
it's not full yet.
it's half full.
I mean,
What
jug.
do we?
Maybe you drink it in the meantime.
You know, you guys put that right
Introducing
next
it
to
in
a
the
bottle of Windex,
But
which
when
is terrifying.
Oh, you just want it on. You just want it on.
You don't need to. I was just saying you
Or
could.
you want it for the.
Yeah, you could outro with it too.
It was filled with water. I'll do it for the outro.
Rip the shirt.
That's for the intro.
No, the shirt's
Cold open, shirt rip.
no. It's the ending.
No, I'm opening with that.
It's because that's the riot juice paint, chest paint.
Exactly. I'm gonna
Going
and
back
I'm
in
gonna
time
rip
and
open
fixing
my
it.
shirt.
After you.
He made.
I made a joke about the time dilation factor, but it doesn't matter. I'm
I
just
thought that you were gonna rip your shirt.
cool. So then my outro here is gonna be. Oh, paint on my finger. That gives away everything. So the jig is up. Oh man, I can't lean in with this shoulder. That's fucking too. It's a lot of something else.
I feel like that's your outro.
Oh.
It's the crowing from Crowsville.
Look what fight milk's done to me already! I'm growing crow fur! Friends, have I spoken to you about fight milk today? Guys, I think we got it. That's How to Drink. I'll see you next week episode. Got the mix of a bigger. Now I know why he was making a big garbage can of fight milk. Alright, good.
Cold open, right?
I think when you yeah, it makes sense to do the shirt. When you rip your shirt,
Staying
you're
here
gonna
for one
scream.
more shot.
Riot juice, right?
You could go Phils.
Riot juice.
Is it still there?
Oh yeah.
Do you need your mic for this?
Well, I need on my. I mean, there needs to be sound, yeah, but I have to be.
What are you saying?
Good question.
I think you just
Mentos all over the garage.
I think you should.
There's what?
Just Mentos all over the garage.
Yeah.
The ants are gonna love that.
What does he yell?
It's just one.
It was two things. He either just needs to say. I think you need to yell riot juice though.
That's what'll give
Dennis,
it away, yeah.
Dennis yells riot juice in the episode, and that's what gets. So if you go riot juice, and then it hard cuts and it says Greg did not make riot juice.
Right.
So you do 4.
Move around. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Like I don't know if you should be able to see the logo. That's probably.
You can't see it in the show. It's a plain bottle.
Yeah, I know. They
But
took this. They just painted.
well,
it.
that has to be that way in the show.
Yeah.
I mean, but what? Yeah.
You could just spin it so the label's facing you. That's.
Then it doesn't look like anything. You just want enough. I think that's fine. I don't necessarily. I don't know.
You just want.
I feel like this could actually get us demonetized. I'm serious.
No, it's completely a joke. If you
It's a crazy place, man.
if you spin it though and you don't show Everclear.
Not because of clear, but because YouTube does not want you promoting hard drugs and alcohol use.
Right, but this is very. I think you're okay. This is like.
I hope so.
I don't. You're not. Yeah, I think you're out. It's a gag. I mean, if we get demonetized,
It would so be it.
it
Yeah,
would
right.
suck. But
It would suck.
I think you should not just take the gag a step further, but you should have the cap on, and when you look like you're cracking it open, so they actually think that you're using real Everclear.
it also will cut to Greg does not make riot juice. So
Okay.
It's like that's the whole joke.
Oh, the visually it'll say Greg doesn't make riot juice.
In the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, how every episode's always like, it was like, guys, I've got a great idea, then it cuts, it's like, he does not have a great idea.
Okay.
So that's the
and since it's a show gag, I think.
Okay, but then what am I saying?
I think you should scream riot juice.
Before that,
Nothing.
just say just nothing.
Nothing.
Just be like mean faced.
That's why I was asking if you need your mic, because then you're just gonna rip open your shirt and say riot juice, but you need to be mic'd for that.
There needs to be sound
But-
somewhere, but it doesn't necessarily need to
Since
be.
you're gonna yell it might not need to be.
Yeah, I think we'll get away with it being on the outside on my apron. Oh shit, where'd that clip go? There it is.
You got it?
Yep. It's gonna rip like paper. It's gonna be wild.
So just to walk through the motions again, it's gonna start. You're gonna grab the Everclear. You're gonna crack it open. You should have the jug lid already off
I get to do it with my thumb.
if you want.
You can cut in wherever, so
Yeah.
Okay.
make it happen.
We only get one of this, so if I kill it.
So
Riot juice! Go Bills! That's what I'm doing. Go!
all right. We are rolling.
Is your sound rolling?
Sound speeds. This is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, cold open, take only. Sound is speeding. Sound is speeding. Levels. I'm actually gonna cheat one down a little bit. Levels. Okay. hit it. Again. It's actually pretty good. It was just Gatorade. Water. I would not really think that. All right, so shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Good.
All right, sure, kind of like I should have cut a little deeper on my pre-cut.
It works. It gets it across.
Yeah.
It, like,
You don't
hung,
need to
right?
see the whole thing. It got stuck a little bit. Like anyone who knows what you're doing knows when they see the red, they know exactly what you're doing.
Okay, so we made it nice.
Yes. We made a mess.
You were complicit.
This is true.
I didn't expect the jug to shoot nicer.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I wish we had that in slow motion, don't you?
Yeah.
Got my lines backwards, Stefano. Yeah, I had one job. Okay, guys, grab.
Yeah. Yep. Got it.
That does not go out right now. Maybe later. No, because if you do that now, you're gonna blow the gap. You can't do that. Courtney.
Sup?
Thank you for jumping right in there, full-fisted, cleaning up after my disaster. You can use this towel.
I already did it.
Okay.
Thanks,
Damn.
though. I wiped it down
lost?
with water first, and I'm gonna come back and wipe it dry
Disqualification.
really fast.
You really nailed it.
Might get the
What happened?
first.
Your fight's not happening?
No, the guy I thought was gonna win didn't win tonight.
You qualified?
No, there's some other guy got disqualified, but KO, TKO. Damn, that's not good for TJ. Oof.
Well,
32 seconds. Shit. Can't do that.
Alright, I'm gonna calibrate 10-1 real quick. filming, right? We're gonna finish this one.
I don't think so. I don't remember how much we are, but I don't think we should. It doesn't make any sense at that point.
Sorry.
We might want to rethink what we mean when we say seven kingdoms. I would think it'd be seven families. I would do Lannister drink, Targaryen drink, Martell drink, Stark drink, because that covers the regions the same way.
And then, but then you have to do Dothraki drinks too.
Well,
Like, do night, can you do night, yeah, you do White Walkers.
we'll talk about it, yeah. I need that apron. And honestly, I
There
know.
are 7 seasons, yeah, it's around 7 seasons.
Oh.
Check
that on.
But if we can chart, I think he's right, if we can roll, maybe not each kingdom, each family will do a kingdom. This is 7 kingdoms and the White Walkers. Yeah, I think that's right.
And like the White Walkers, like 100% not get either dry ice and or
Oh,
dry
that's why we need reproduction on this, and we can just do it up, it's been fun for those episodes.
I'm also, I want to talk, I like this entire like half. I found one years ago, like 2 years ago when I really wanted to do this.
You have to get over the hotel before, on the episodes, that's what I'm trying to look at. I think there's, yeah, there's a couple. Yeah. We cut a couple off. Yeah, we're trying to wrap up everything this back before the summer starts.
Yeah.
That's more like that version of that shirt.
That's
Right.
why we're pushing so much tonight, yeah.
Because I have reasons why I would like to push Endgame until next year. I want to see how Captain Marvel perform, what they like about it, and also if we wait by the time shooting it, I think it'll be an Endgame trailer, like a full trailer.
Alright.
Does your wife have this on that?
For tomorrow, I'm sure we can find it out tomorrow.
Then I think we should do it tomorrow. Just take it off the plate for next year.
I'm sorry about that. If you got way too long, you're flipping. Yeah, we'll probably give you more time than you need, right? You're good. You're very accommodating. There's no complaints. It's all work.
We're ready.
Oh, I need my apron. Guys, what's the apron?
Heard you say that, I'm just so worried. And the sound equipment's with it?
I see.
Oh.
No, it's definitely in the center. killed that, please. Sorry, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, that was crazy. I forgot you were there. I'm real sorry for that. I didn't know how to heal. It's a lot of. We should have gotten this going earlier. I would have been sober. So if you're still watching, thank you. But this is our last few shots, and we're gonna call it a night. And then we'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna live stream. I'll try, but we'll see. Don't hold me to it.
I just wanna.
I don't know how we.
Myself on that.
Did I get your monitor soaked in?
Wait.
Oh,
I'm
God
not
damn it. What did I do?
That's alright.
Can you,
I think it's the button by the orange. Yeah, hit that again. Hit that button.
I think it's paused while I've got it this way, but
What did I do?
this isn't ended yet because I think I got it paused from holding it that way. But end it from in there.
Okay, guys, that's the end of the live stream. You saw some wild shit if you're still watching, and 3 of you still are. It says that we've been doing this for 257 minutes, which seems like a long time. My phone's pretty hot and feels like it's gonna melt. I'll see you guys Friday.